kushen unahadu. We are don't come back till they for can talk about things where they happen. How we on sweet yard salon. I know we we live for do them bad things them. We they feel almost alone. I know we yard. Famul, this na you yard. Once say plenty thank you. So the one that will subscribe to the channel and we don't like, comment and share with video. And we want to say plenty thank you. So una we get the patience for go na YouTube, WhatsApp, Facebook, click with video them. Burn una credit for support we watch with video them. Who tell una plenty thank you. If you just to join me today, we want to say do ya press the subscribe button and then you press the notification bell. So anytime we post a video, you will be amongst the first people then we go get with video then.
Yes, subscribe. You always dey watch we program them, but you not subscribe yet to the channel. All wetin you get for do, press this red subscribe button and then you come over here and press this bell. To the bell option, press this one with all. It don't done. It no get for cost you anything. When you do this, na sign for show say you dey support we for make we do more. Thank you for we don't help we for share this program. Yeah, God bless you. You know say plenty people no get for vote the time for election. Not so because they no want for vote, but now because of this simple mistake where I can't tell you what so now go make plenty people no vote. Right now, as the Electoral Commission Salon don't pull the date for vote and for register, plenty people just the yagba and they rush go do things them as then they tell them for do. But hey, remember say registration, the voter registration, they begin from the 3rd of September to the 4th of October 2022. Then na number 1 step we go give you guarantee say you go vote. But if you make mistake during this time, you no go for vote. And I think this way person no go able for help you pan. What in this mean? It means say no ever register na the area where you dey work, do business, or where you dey go school. You know what it make? You don't know. Sometimes the time for the election, then go say public transport not for run. This na big challenge for you. Remember, if you tap na Kalbaton and then you dey walk na Lomley, how you go able for go and vote na that side? You go able for waka? The answer na no. So, no make that mistake dey. As them blow the whistle when they say, hey, today na the 3rd of September for begin the voter registration. Do ya try by all possible means for register na the center where they near you house. So the day when they go say for voting, whether Mutuka deal, Mutuka not deal, not to you business. You dey go serve na morning, vote, return back na you house. So you see, if you make this mistake, the possibility go they say you no go vote 2023. So waiting at this yagba now for say me party go continue for then power or me party go return na power if I not able for vote. You want vote, they change the whole situation.
Panga. I'm in the building. Man fed up, man. They make mumu talk. Pull up the tune. The lighting system so nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
It's so nasty. The water system it just the nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
That's so nasty. Just the passage pad up and nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
And the real nasty. See we sweet salon just the nasty. It's sorry.
You don't make one nasty.
To start with salon alone so nasty. So nasty. This president's government is over nasty. What's in a nasty? Check with parliament if you see nasty. Always them talk, at are nasty. We ministers now them body nasty. For shots, call them papa nasty. Judicial system is smelling nasty. Now so nasty. Anti-corruption, them fake and nasty. They make sabi but nasty. We police and soldier, they're all sorry. Cause the system nasty. We footballers, they're over sorry. Cause the SLFA nasty. The lighting system so nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
It's so nasty. The water system, it just the nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
That's so nasty. Just the passage bad up and nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
And the real nasty. See we sweet salon, just the nasty. It's sorry. Do not make one nasty. Entertainers, they not take me serious. That's make we more nasty. Medical facility, it's too rotten. See people they die nasty. Politics that the original nasty. We make salon down nasty. Free education, mommy I not see nothing. Planning just the nasty. Some drivers themselves just too nasty. Mexicans for business nasty. See for itself not the most salon sorry. Agri they kill we nasty. Perspective that they cut see up and nasty. Salon just the nasty. Nako fact, no one like corona don't save. Just they eat corona money pa nasty. The advantage now we can't get it too nasty. You know who that na me pa nasty. The Wataki system it just a nasty. The youth then dumb against with the nasty. With traffic wording then too sorry. The shop tickets pa nasty. Salon is sorry, until just a nasty. With sweet salon just a nasty. The lighting system so nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
It's so nasty. The water system it just a nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
That's so nasty. Just a passage bad up and nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
And the real nasty. See we sweet salon just a nasty. It's sorry. Do not make one nasty. The country adopt make all man nasty. Them only man adopt nasty. All man they grumble. Say salon nasty. Salon is full of nasty. Some journalists themselves too nasty. They spread this way nasty. Salon man in bad that's too nasty. They head we say for nasty. 2020 ski kasi nasty. Where salon get for nasty. Papa God na everything do ya save we. Save we from this nasty. Men the man fetch simini man fetch men the man. Salon na tribal nasty. You span then this gun like which gun? That one a danger nasty. Me I don't talk down, I fed up with the nasty. The corona nasty. Na eastern na de una can beat me. Una can beat me for me nasty. The lighting system so nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
It's so nasty. The water system it just the nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
That's so nasty. Just the passage bad up and nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
And the real nasty. See we sweet salon just the nasty. It's sorry. Do not make one nasty. The lighting system so nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
It's so nasty. The water system it just the nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
That's so nasty. Just the passage bad up and nasty.
Nasty, yeah.
And the real nasty. See we sweet salon just the nasty. It's sorry. Do not make one nasty.
Hello, we good people. Let me say this one big family house. Well, we don't come back today with another edition. As we always did, talk for your sinners so nasty. Well, we say if they're not tired, we not go tire. How then they come with them, that's why they bring them back to now. Well, this it will be surprise to you, but for you, where they listen to news where they go on now the country, it not gonna be surprised. Waiting, I mean, it like say the APC political party, they can get another possible case now the court of law as the executive director for the legal link. Don't come and give your personal opinion on Fisher in ruling inside this case. When you look, waiting and talk, it like waiting then go for a court. Now that kind thing the Fisher can do ruling on selection. Well, when they come inside it, no jam. Now we tell you, sit down full. But something happened, me fambule, we doubt me. For make you see, Motaman, then they run pan and company Motaman, like he rub that bad thing, where be say pass near you, it is smell. What are they try for talk? But no people that don't do it again, no, fambule. Well, this time around, not to pick them at all. Now the big one them, the grandpa them, and the stakeholders them, inside or not tongue. A whole caretaker, while they can say, you the reporting show. A whole caretaker, Chembe Pierre uncle, what a shame. A whole caretaker, talk and do, Chembe Pierre, what a shame. A whole caretaker, we just for disappoint and lie now the country. He go pray with him people them. Well, as they don't say, Assalamu alaikum. Now they say, well, Natinapo, una daddy, where's the person? Let me fetch me again. You always supposed to be una daddy. Now, Mama Salon. You can't talk to now. And the people say, now, Uda, Kiache Bio, Bobo, now all my begin for exit. Pambule.
Now, like, one time in the, then send the inside the review. Where they holler no more. Then they come. They're not in fast counter again. Now, kids. Now, so no more people let me go. That they pass under the tick them, that they pass my main gate. But
they tell you, the brother. Hey,
why
this is sweet
this?
me.
Why them for do this?
Why them for do this? American say why they for do inside the program.
Not going on side. When they come back, we can talk to you on different things. My name is Prepare the Freedom Fighter.
And me, Abebreaka Bly, from the north, the biggest warrior.
All right, let's start with inside Freetown. The city council, Freetown City Council, the city council and the burial team, 117, the burial team. Now they get this issue. Today this thing just shocked me. Well, not the first time this will happen, but just the show no more how the burial team and the Freetown City Council know they take up their responsibility. Let me go quick and listen to them people here so as them be the talk. But one person we been die na treat and then don't left and they take in body don't swell, boss and tumbu don't begin for commoting. Let me watch and we come back just now.
You don't call the city council, don't call police for this body as so the body don't can die one Christmas don't can die around here so we don't know side the Christmas come out. But we don't call nobody not give answer. We don't call police, we don't go police all. But now we around this area so that make sure we dey call we say Leuna back put on TV Leuna back tell everyone they can police there. Because the place the smell we get picking for the smell.
Smell one kill we right now. The streets all man they run the can and they don't call 117 say no if you get the safe. Policeman they can no more than pull fine. We know they see nothing, the body don't bust. Guys the place they smell all man they put face masks and more.
This side they want to this community. Then they just love call 117 and music they play, they respond. We don't go police all they respond to we. The community now we don't know what to do. You play the smell and so face masks people they use. Most more picky and there, Cobra and there, Bella woman and there, and disease and then affect to this country. They are the big, don't assist we. Because we're not going away. Put the body to move it, come up and the smell.
Now the water to Bible here.
Well, this it choked me. It really choked me. I don't know waiting then we people understand by the word emergency. Waiting 117 day for Fambule. Well, according to them, they be tell we say na emergency number that one day where something like this happen, they for call them for come do their own work. But as we they talk today, you don't hear it, a whole human being don't pass away na a community where people them they live, picking them they live there. Well, according to the reports, people they say don't call 117, they don't tire. They don't respond to them. Whose country will they live? Whose health condition will we dey under? We can't therefore hospitals them. Now wahala where you sick. And then person don't can't die, it lay down. People then they smell that kind of thing they where they come up on them. You know, feel say, then people and the way they act in that community they this thing get for affect them and we affect them. Who said they get for find themselves? Then go say, no, we go hospital. And we hospital them till the way we get famble them. No wonder where them family know they put power there because they know they don't they. We on people now, we will not get money with people they go they don't they. At the end of the day, better medication no they. Now die then they die. So please, 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 we the help for call on the one that we responsible. We the help them community people there for call on the one that we responsible. Do ya. This not what you were supposed for bill. But the country go there today, the country will find yourself today. Anything what they do, if we're not big, we not go get them. We don't write themselves, if we're not big, we're not able to succeed. So do ya, we serve the effort, big them people there. Make 117 or whosoever, any ambulance will come for can rescue this situation. It will be fine for this community. So other people not go be affected and get problem tomorrow, we themselves will follow. I think now that one they no more me get for now.
Bible,
Let
me call the spade and sin as spade. Now, two people in charge of this issue. Freetown City Council, the mayor, and 117. The responsibility of the Freetown, then are the mayor in hand. Then get councillor na that particular ward day. When something like this happen, the councillor responsibility now for make sure say it coordinates with the council for let them able for do something. One thing where I know, anyhow you look am, the one usai authority go call and usai that of average salon person go call. Now two different weight he get. If the councillor work in council 3 days, if the councillor work in council for make that thing they happen, anyhow it be then the pull and day. I know one thing. First them inside Freetown. I mean, them people them inside the 90s, 80s, they go behind. They no say any responsibility of Freetown. Then are the council in hand. When mean say you no go left the mayor out of our. I no go call authority and not say the mayor. Because now they your responsibility that one day. Okay, let we say 117 don't come for make sure say then they take then things then the way it comes to emergency. But if they fail, the mayor no for left and day. The city council for play the role na that area day. Remember, this na the health of people them. So the councillor na that area day. If you really feel say the people them interest now you dey under for, you get for work and make them go and make sure say they do something. But look what the people them say. Then call police. When police come, now ledger no more than can pull pan them and then go back. Can you imagine? So nobody know the feel. Nobody know the seek the interest of the people. Not to the police, not to the council, not to the central government or the Ministry of Health. For say now na animal kingdom, all man just dey on his own. Where they can say Jack and Jill, all man just they go helter skelter. Who side will they go now? Waiting really they happen. But when it comes to something where the central government, we see this BNTM, the central government say then create another ministry, Ministry of Waiting, Ministry of Western Area. Well, they need for the coordinates. These are some of the things then waiting for the do for make sure say then get different hands them on board for make the work light. But so who that go take responsibility? So in the case of this, they're all responsible and the blame will go to them all. The Ministry of Western Area, the 117 through Ministry of Health, the local council through Freetown City Council, and even the local councillor within that particular area. They are big. Waiting they happen. Na town na Oja and belts and tights no. Let una pull that thing komoyanda because the people them, una need them all. The time not they far for let them vote for una. But if una make let them sick and die now, who that go vote for una? Then say a word for a wise is quite sufficient. Una treat people with respect and make una no say them people here and then una get for meet up back tomorrow for let them able for do things for una. The program we watch now we had. And we there on YouTube, and Facebook. Well, not forget to tomorrow, inside the program we will get our own special one where we call Blow Your Mind. Tomorrow Wednesday. And see, by
Yep.
okay. Tomorrow Wednesday indeed. Okay, so Ramadan just done. When the Ramadan done, something happen. Well, we no say anyhow it be. Election time no kite. Well, campaign they no blow the whistle late. But all man they use in own strategy, in own technique for go right round. They put voice for make them go able for convince people them. Well, it's like say the caretaker be you work way get for convince people them for let them vote for them. Even trying to pass angry. Well, as the Ramadan done, we see some soldier man them been there and say even though Tin Tranga, but one thing we I know, they acknowledge the fact say Tin Tranga. They say even with Tin Tranga, then they get the rest. Well, waiting at the tie where they get between caretaker bio and then soldier man they are. We go get for no. And not tap there. We find out say caretaker bio for the second term. He can't give it back. Salam alaikum, Ramatulai. Abarakatu. Now so I see this time around. Sisi Okenge been the watch am because it be the expect say me uncle can't give me that bombalidi back. Remember when they can say bombardé, then turn inside. I can like for talk about them inside the J6, no the interregnum, yeah.
Guinean bombardé.
Yes, the Guinean bombardé. If you know say a man get for turn the Guinean bombardé. I say the watch am so right inside your eye. Well, as he don't talk this particular statement where plenty people been see, now you go na mosque, na the field, say they go pray. Well, people them all go and get them blessing. Them pray. But as them pray done so, where them say the mommy and the pa want for lay them vocal. By the God in power, or just watch something quick. Waiting be happen from where he lay in speech. In small statements where he say Assalamu alaikum, Ramatulai, Abarakatu. Say to the term where people then go na feel. Look what it happen.
To we Muslim brothers and sisters in the salon, Assalamu alaikum, Ramatullah, Tala Abarakatu. I know say today na a big day, and we celebrate the end of Ramadan, and we pray to God for make you accept all we prayers we don't offer during this holy month we don't end today. Of course, let's enjoy. Now, most of the families, especially we the Christians, they share this moment with una, and that's how they do today. I know the things are difficult, but we still get for manage because waiting they happen as alone, it happen all around the world. I want to make we understand, say, the prices that we don't go up for most of the essential commodities that we will need in our life, it take a toll we able get, which we now want forget, and most of the things that we not. But I want to appeal that to every Sierra not just the Muslim community, but to us a moment. The COVID is not done yet. It take, we know say the Ukraine war back there, and we also know say the dollar back don't go up, all because of the pressure. And in addition, petrol price don't go up. We don't, and they all happen now the poorest of the poor, the ordinary people then, now then they suffer. Now that make the feeling for now. At this moment in time, both will be a very joyful occasion. A lot of people not be able to do the things that we don't use for do. But they appeal to all for make we bear, because we are part of the world, and the world will go through an extremely difficult moment. And I want to assure us that we as a government don't take the necessary measures for cushioning the effect of what they happen. And they wish we now well, and they wish you happiness, and they wish you joy as we bring the end of, as we bring the month of Ramadan to an end, and the hope for say God will answer all the prayers that we don't ask him. The one that we will say now mouth and the one that we didn't have. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum Muslim Jamaat. As soon as I hear from His Excellency the President, who is so care for all in people, them for all man we na Sierra Leonean, woman we na Sierra Leonean, for picking them, for mama them, for everybody within this country. Ramadan Kareem, we know say the Ramadan done, and now today we celebrate Eid al-Fitr, and this Eid al-Fitr is one of the most important days in the Muslim calendar. His Excellency don't say everything. I just want on behalf of we family, on behalf of the Bio family, we want to wish una a wonderful, wonderful Eid, and that whatever little you have, share with your people, enjoy with them, and celebrate it today, because today is one day that Muslims were asked to celebrate and celebrate Allah in grand style. Ramadan Kareem done, and now is Eid al-Fitr. May Allah accept all we prayers then, may Allah accept all we fasting then, and that may God bless President Bio and bless Sierra Leone, and may God give him the wisdom and the courage for able to continue for deliver for this country. Every good thing that he don't plan for this country, may God give him the good way for able to do for this country. Yeah. We love you all, and this is from the bottom of our heart. We say Eid al-Fitr to you all.
Eid al-Fitr.
Allahu Akbar. The President of the Republic of Sierra Leone so rich.
Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Wena Haja, Fatima Bio, he don't come at the field, the Mamida don't go before him. Takbir, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar Kabiran, Alhamdulillah Kasira, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Julius Parabio, welcome at the field, welcome to the prayer. Fatima Bio, Assalamu alaikum. I say welcome to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Come pray with me. This is a big thank you. It is a homecoming. I say welcome, Mr. President. Together.
Lahadillah. Mana rona wepa mara bio. Mana rona wepa mara bio. As you can see, mana not to arata mara bio. All mana rona. The country don't sit. The country don't sit. Rest don't go down. Paolo rest go down. Mana rona wepa mara bio. Paolo let's go to man for mother view. And the man don't know the wait for. Who don't go? That's it.
Well, like that too. I don't know what to make. Then go make sports at the end of the prayer. Like that too, brother.
You know, say, I always tell you, say, we get musicians, they want a legend them. Manzu and Sibbles, they began one song where they sing, you turn me left, you turn me right, you put pepper na me eye. I go die if you put pepper na me eye. Can't take a view. The people that don't begin put the pepper, when even they put na people they eye. Now, people they return again. So, you know, I go only happy. I go only happy. This evil caretaker will get. This is serious. If our people they don't begin treat them so, make them continuously they treat them so, say they root them na power, make it no say, na mortal man them in the maltreat, na mortal man them in the wicked, na mortal man them in the suffer, na mortal man them in the punish just for nothing. The country will find itself is stressful and painful for make any caretaker make we suffer. But one thing, God, and they do things them right now with me and you they see. Back in the days, where some therapy say, God, they go judge me, but now God, the judgment day, not the world. Now they put on. Pass you don't understand, but when you understand, you really know say the judgment they right now. Because the work number to God the hand. Now the work now they begin to the judgment day. You didn't at the wall, so God they judge you. You they see with your eye, you they feel the pain. The way are happy for the Kono people. Well, this now just the beginning of my happiness. The ending of my own happiness, where I go pull close, me by I pull close. I dance. I know when they jump na theater dance. Now the time where people they really show BOC, now them give power. And since now we give power, if for all we like egg. If we the people don't begin to take ourselves serious like this, we continue with this. Any politician, we're fortunate for sitting on that chair, it take we serious. Now this, me and my brother can always talk. Until we, the people, we the voters, take ourselves serious before them people that take we serious. This is not a lesson to you. Look where they run away from mortal man, like when somebody got that bad thing like body. Where they not pass, they not outside. But all this they show how it handle we the people them. But not say so now we know the land, in wef, you know the advice them, you know the copy. This way they do and so, he let them do and 10 times. He will come back, his supporter, then will can't talk boku. You can't go talk to people, the people are angry. You want to go talk to people, the people and pack them, ukada them. You want to go talk to people, the people for even drive them, cash them, for go pray, fear no day. And for say again, fear less if you buy away money day. Well, this God way in they call Barakatun Ramatulai.
We then can say Papa God na Karim, and we can believe. Papa God get 99.
No, this not to 99. Sembe Pierre. Talk number 2. How you feel with them treat your uncle so? You know, say I made you today.
You want my opinion on that? How I feel?
No, say I made you today. Talk number talk. Talk
no,
by 2.
If you want my opinion, I will tell you say this not a better thing to me. If the picking the alapa will not shake, will defend them back, will do things like this. It's simple for just tell you say, na pray then come up pray, na go there they go na the house. But the thing we find per all thing, the person we want the commentary, if at all, not to run away then they run away, nobody not for being getting before any person they say when I lie, they lie. But even the one they run away back, then they laugh and they talk the same talk. So we know good. In fact, somebody be asked for the lo just listen and back quick and come back. I don't know. Sometimes we know. Yeah. No, wait.
Welcome, Mr. President. You get it?
Lahadillah. Mana rona we pamada biyo. Mana rona we pamada biyo. As una de si, mana no to arata pamada biyo. All mana rona. The country don't switch. The country don't switch. Rest don't go down. Paolo rest go down. Man, they don't have a view. Paolo rest go down. Man, they don't have a view. And the man don't know the wait for. Who don't go? That's it.
Allah say welcome to His Excellency. Allah.
Well, you hear everything and say the Imam said the name it's for. Where the one then say the rest don't go down, the other one then say the Imam said for no wait for. Can you imagine? Now then you hear back the Imam, the way hold the mic, the megaphone, the Allah Bibi go and Aja Fatima, for God's sake. I don't know. Although Aja is a stranger, but basically they can address person as Aja based on Islamic in practice. That is to say, you don't go Hajj, you don't return. Then they can say Aja. But this politics is everywhere in the society right now. Inside mosques, inside church. Inside classroom, now the primary picking inside safe, inside waiting the college and secondary school junior. In fact, the ministers they now declare and go. I remember the minister, when now na deputy minister of trade, they go to school, they talk politics to the picking them. We not even do for vote. One other one, they tell where them picking they go sit NPS, they go to school, they go talk politics to the picking them. How we for enlighten the picking them now? Where we pollute their minds and then brains them with all kind of nonsense, rubbish. What thing they really happen? It's not really easy na this tongue. Can you imagine? But you know what thing? The thing where them people here do, they cannot people them again for the second time. The thing where they do. If other people them copy this style here so and tell them politicians they are say, we don't need una for the car lie to we need action.
Yeah.
Action
Yeah.
plus intention.
Yeah.
If they begin replicate, then begin copy falamakata, then kind style there. Politicians then go begin treat we with seriousness. Because now one grant them now their life, now value. Where election they come. If election don't done, they not sabi, they not family with we, all of them things that we didn't talk. You remember, I didn't listen to the honorable member then days there. They tell me about Mr. Bio and President Bio. He just make a member what we use for talk now. Say, it's like say caretaker Bio na clone. What do we mean? Like for say, caretaker Bio then 10 and day, the tell him be just the campaign. It been good. It been get all kind of good things then for the country. But as soon as it don't become waiting it want for become, it don't change. Me brother.
Champion. Elect true.
Elect true. Tell me no more.
Everybody ya made a left wheel. Made a sit down. Tap made a not torment wheel. Right now, man, I'm not glad you made them push now corner win the Boku campaign. The big one a squirrel. The small one a arata. Squirrel and arata. One go disturb people and I mean, this is sweet me. I know you tell me a lie. It is sweet me. What's your name, corner? For any day I watch this video, the thing they sweet me. You know, just like with you, they talk. This is very serious. Sometimes we they bring laugh and some of their issues there for make people and ease them stress. Yeah, but this is very serious. A very, very serious for make a caretaker with a so-called deputy caretaker, because I always tell you, I say, the vice president of Mama Salona, Fatima Bio, but in other ways, Naina the president, Bio Naina the vice president, June there, like we say no more, you can't sit down for the name. They know what thing they do, them people, they know what thing they do. But just like what they talk from Bulem. Until we continue for the treat them people like this way, we they look them like rest who don't rot in a pan. No way not they get for manager and say for Ama eat our school rest before they're able to take we serious.
But the other day we they talk now say if we the people no value we self, politicians no go ever value we
at all.
Then say I be like this guy. Then call him Ngoli Morgan. Yeah. Now be this guy where he get sense na the country. But he get one great word where I take from him. One great word. He be like this word. One day where I sit down in public lecture. He say, value yourself. You begin the watch now. Value yourself. 3 words. In fact, the yourself self, you could make a to waiting to 1 word. Then you say value yourself, 2 words. You begin wonder now, what does value yourself mean? Now, where you put price by yourself. For example, you go see, I just know for, I'll call the brand name, for example. Look, give them free advert for today. You go see Louis Vuitton, for example. It gets small purse like this. Then you get another company, let me say Nike, for example. Instead of get small thing like this. Or Gucci. But you see the difference by the price, eh?
Of course.
If they don't tag them price for you, you see the weight per them. When you buy them, you say if you know say now you know more the workers if you know say na that money then you get na your body. But what it happen? They value them, brand them, and they're able for make you where they can meet them value. So in other words, if we the people begin stand up for things the way we believe, say, then people here they do to we not right. Then we begin know what thing and they do. My mama be always tell me say, hey, at the 1 year you go know you left from your right. You get the other reverse way you can talk. Make granny, why I not go talk here? But basically, some of them people here, you can find out say they get some words the way they give you. But if you sit down, you process them that you aid, you dey really get Golly Morgan inside you. When I value yourself. We really need for value yourself. It don't say that they use we. I mean politicians generally, when time reach for election, then get one habit. Hey, as election don't begin come, now the time they get yai for see all them patrol them within at them streets them. As election don't come, now the time they sabi all them cities restore them na the country. As election don't come, now the time they sabi all them crooked backyard them. Then you know say for example, if you come inside community in Afrobe, you pass inside this house, you get backyard there, you go bust na the next street, you bust inside other person in Pala, you go bust na the field and bust the other side.
So much area.
No wait. Not to area number or for Okelapulande. For say if you go na coconut farm for example. For go inside coconut farm, when you go inside parliament, you be able for waka go na the other party, go bust down the one side. No, but talk and go talk and come. Waiting at the try for say, you know say politicians, the only thing where they sabi them backyard, like I listen to Mother Bill, they tell we say na the only sitting caretaker we don't go now, all the tongue they inside corner. I know it make it the good deal. Where they go there, what care good nothing. What they go there for? Because you only then see them for that I waiting for the sake of yai. But we get forget Golly Morgan. I'm not going to call and value yourself again. Now I don't tell you what Golly Morgan mean. To me, value yourself. Value yourself. Golly Morgan, we need to forget that inside we. By the way, Golly Morgan, not to for you now. A salon posting, we had posting. Bam, born and that inside we had. Continue, brother.
The big one a skure. The small one a arata. The rest of them na Grand Peak, medicine na colade. They don't can convince people them. Everybody are made this music they sweet me today. If me na me be there na that praying field day as DJ, they check them, the imam them for left give me ake. As them call them two people and they are the slaughter music day.
No,
as
not
people and they run around for the play.
Bible is sorry. They check them not for left ake give you. Now you for left ake give yourself because na inside pardon body go end.
No, na mistake.
Who say the mistake? I say you go explain a Paremba road.
But as I put that music, the Brabi said they join the people there and they run.
If they're not Sabusa, you do.
I will go there again.
Okay.
On that being government.
Alright.
But you know, this is serious, and it is sweet me, Pambulem. It is sweet me. You know, when the people and they do them kind of to me, they show to me says the fact with the fact, people really accept them. But until this they happen, it happen, say them roots, this man come on that 6 day. My sister, and this is not for left and gang. Her mother be he jail te no way with jail all man. He catch te, you know they will catch all man. And I last time this for catch you. In time for catch, and they don't show. So some of we don't sell, we don't buy. Now the change no more now the wait for. If we meet up now 1 year port, well, label hold me there. I will know if the same law we in Ghana and other country gets. But for now, I tell you, I say, you don't miss sweet. Because that is cyber law or cyber. We call cyber, we call it cyber. It chap. By the day they cyberlize, we don't linger loss. Anyway, before that we move, this is sweet me. If no matter for talk, but I know gap here. Because what I remember, all cyber me, they happen like we take relief. You know that medicine? When you take and push, they go sleep, they get mild sleep. We grab back, they be strong. Now, so this thing we say, but please with people, we need for take yourself serious. We need for value yourself.
No, we
you know,
need
this
for
not to
God,
fun.
me brother, we need for God.
We really need for Duam. Before they're not for bill again, but for any other caretaker, we come, make you know mess with we again. Don't mess to my tutu. Make it no bring Allah. The people of Kono, una give me joy. But until una give me the final joy before ever we move on with this kind of business. Anyway, my brother, we move.
I'm coming. I say, welcome, Mr. President. Together.
Lahadillah. Mana rona wepa mara biyo. Mana rona wepa mara biyo. As una de si, mana non to arata ba mara biyo. All mana rona. The country don't switch. The country don't switch. Rest don't go down. Paolo rest go down. Mana rona wepa mara biyo. Paolo rest go down. Mana rona wepa mara biyo. And the man don't know the wait for. Who don't go? That's it.
I think na Nando, we don't know time. Don't know time being. All right. Yes. Another thing happened today. Na World Press Freedom Day. But the question we ask, I go first for take paper and pen. Yeah, as we come and talk about this particular issue. World Press Freedom Day. I listened to the president for the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists when they make a statement. In the beginning, you think say sometimes you want booklet, how they call them, boot leak. But then get one word where they can talk say where you want give picking bitter medicine. I forget I'm small honey or sugar. Let's listen to this video of audio form we don't converted already of the president for the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists when Monk, yeah, Ahmed Said Nazgala. Let's listen to this and take out sensible things then where it come out of where it come out with, yeah, when it come out just now.
Hello everyone, my name is Ahmed Said Nasrallah and I'm the president of the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists Large. Today, 3rd May 2022, we joined the whole world to observe World Press Freedom Day, and this is the official statement of SLAJ marking the day. Press freedom status. Since the historic repeal of the criminal and seditious libel law in 2020, Sierra Leone has made commendable progress in the area of freedom of the press. No journalist has been put in jail in relation to the practice of journalism. No media house has been closed down for what they print or broadcast, except Justice FM, which was days ago banned by the IMC, the Independent Media Commission, for 10 hours for alleged on-radio-like language and threatening remarks. The incident of arrest and detention of journalists by the Sierra Leone police on orders from above or on orders from influential people have reduced considerably since 2020. In the latest World Press Freedom Index, Sierra Leone moved 29 places higher from 75th position to 46th out of 180 countries, due largely to the repeal of the criminal libel law, the passing of the IMC Act 2020 as one big step towards addressing minimum conditions of service of journalists and other media workers and media pluralism in the country. And for the first time in the 22 years history of the Independent Media Commission, the statutory body that regulates the media and which was established to support the media's move towards self-regulation, His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio approved all 7 persons nominated by SLAJ, including the chairman, to serve in the new IMC board of 12 professional members. Moreover, the government of Sierra Leone has announced an increment in its annual subvention to the media from 250 million to 500 million euros, although it is yet to disburse for the year 2021 and 2022. Just last month, the government, in partnership with SLAJ and the BBC Media Action, held the first national media viability and investment conference with the aim of positioning the media in Sierra Leone for investment opportunities. Threats to free media and free speech. However, while it is good on a day like this to highlight the progress we have made in the area of press freedom, it is equally necessary to red flag the emerging threats which have the potential to reverse all the gains we have made since the repeal. A number of incidents have been recorded by both SLAJ and the Media Reform Coordinating Group, MRCG, from 2021 to present, which is the cause of concern for us. Harassment, intimidation, and detention of journalists have started happening all over again, including the digital space, and especially from the Sierra Leone police. At the close of 2021, a popular Sierra Leonean rapper unleashed a scathing video against the personality of the station manager of Radio Democracy 98.1 FM, simply because the station reported the issuing of a bench warrant for him in a court matter. A journalist working for the government of Sierra Leone, Abdul Fonti Kabia, was widely reported dead on social media in an attempt to intimidate him. The Sierra Leone police assaulted and detained AYV media photojournalist Ransford Wright when he attempted to cross-check certain information with the police. President of the Sierra Leone Reporters Union and head of digital media at the AYV Media, Amadou Lamanaba, suffered humiliation and almost missed his flight to the AFCON 2021 in Cameroon after flight officials at the Freetown International Airport attempted to drop him allegedly on orders from above for a critical sports update on his Facebook page. The Sierra Leone police sent 2 officers to Bo City, southern Sierra Leone, to arrest journalist Solomon Joe of Kiss 104 FM for a broadcast concerning a transaction between 2 businessmen. A statement was obtained from him in Bo, but it was transported to Freetown and spent 1 night in police custody. Was an apparent assassination attempt on journalist Jubil Gato and his family in Cambia Town, northern Sierra Leone, has left the investigative journalist in fear for his life. Furthermore, a free press goes beyond arrest and detention of journalists, but to the political economy of the media. For example, the unfair distribution of government, advertisement, and non-payment for such. But we are not just concerned about threats for free expression for journalists. SLARG is also worried about the arrest of other citizens, including dissenting teachers and mentally challenged people, for freely expressing themselves, as well as the suppression of peaceful protests and certain popular cultural activities. SLARG is concerned that the Sierra Leone police now seems to be using the vague offense of incitement as an excuse to clamp down on free speech, and we are worried that the Sierra Leone police is overreacting to dissenting views expressed by people. When in 2021, 1 year after the repeal, and on the occasion of the Golden Jubilee celebration, we recognized His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio as champion of free speech. We did so for good reason, and we reminded him that the title carried immense responsibilities. Freedom of the press is freedom of expression for all citizens, not just journalists. President Bio must ensure the fundamental rights of everyone, including those opposed to his government, are respected and protected. As His Excellency prepares to deliver his address at the state opening of the 6th Parliament, we look forward to hear his strong commitment to provide greater protection of freedom of expression for not only the media and journalists, but also the general public. Freedom Walk. SLARG, with support from the European Union, Sierra Leone, will mark this year's World Press Freedom Day with the Press Freedom Walk 2022 under the theme Protect, Promote, and Expand the Space, to reflect upon the historic repeal of the criminal libel law in 2020, a milestone which set a positive dynamic and an enabling framework for the protection and promotion of freedom of opinion and expression, including press freedom and the civic space in Sierra Leone. The Freedom Hub platform will further be an opportunity to encourage the government of Sierra Leone, all political parties, the Parliament of Sierra Leone, and the security sector, especially the Sierra Leone Police and the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, to strengthen their commitment to respecting and protecting free speech and free media in the country for everybody and at all times. Call for responsible practice. Meanwhile, SLARG has received many complaints of alleged reckless practice by certain media houses across the country. SLARG is therefore calling on all journalists and media houses to ensure professional and ethical practice at all times, and to put public good ahead of all other interests or considerations. And thank you very much for listening.
Well, of course, Fambulem, you don't read the reports where we just don't play you. You know, we can have where some of them reports here they come out. Never mind, this is not a government where it be say for any report we come out on the bad side of their own actions, them they still come and challenge them. You know, this don't tell you what to make. Where most of we they ask, we know they see this. So newspapers them where will be the seats ready during the APC time. Now we know they see them. But good journalists, they will be the reports this way during the APC time. Now they know the report so. They be do one during the APC time because the president, the caretaker at that time, he give everybody in your freedom, not in your way. He give everybody the platform for do waiting he want for do because he be well aware, see, he not just a caretaker. And you as caretaker, you forget people them where they criticize you. Any caretaker, when they accept opposition, people them for opposer, not to better caretaker and not to caretaker, we come for rule in people them not the right way. We don't listen. When I be facing at the teachers, the number they cry, you hear the money where this young man call, where they say forgive for subvention, up to now, the money no reach their it. And you hear all the things them what you don't mention here. The Sierra Leone police don't grab the job. Most of the job with them where the journalists therefore they do, Sierra Leone police don't take them at the hand. Because then get the boss, we answerable to the caretaker, where they know they work in the interest of we the people. When journalists go cover a certain event, if you not take your time, what you they talk, what next then they do. Now for all you, then punish you. When journalists go cover a certain event, if you not take your time, you want display your journalism quality, waiting next they commodity, intimidation. If they not beat you there, chukman and come, they will come for can't choke you. So these are some of the reasons me people them where most of they cry down some of the journalists them what we they sit there, then they practice real journalism during the former regime. Because if una not get caretaker when a dictator, you go able to do your work with your free will. But a caretaker like caretaker bio, where it be say, the bad things them what they do with a squad, them what it choose for anybody we come for can talk. The next thing, intimidation, or you lost your life, prison, and other things then. So this report they tell you say not to win no more within our social media, then people are they run after. Not to win no more within our social media, then people are they suppress. Not to win no more within our social media, then people are they left and talk them for. The journalists themselves. The journalists themselves. Because we've been get perfect journalists them. Where be they give you some reports them, we're very useful. We know they talk of the journalists who they don't turn politicians, so not so the way they talk in this case. But the journalists that would be there for give the message to the people them where the message where the people them go on for years. But we don't can get a government, we don't get a caretaker. Where if people say nobody know for opposer. If people say nobody know for right bottom, nobody know for right but in government. When you do, you get the IG where who are like midnight bearing. When nobody no get away for go greet bearing, pass do clean. Everybody crying in your corner. Now it they use for intimidate we all, including the journalists them. How many social media commentators them? Them people don't chase, stay where they don't try. How many they don't hold? How many they don't intimidate? So for some of we where they grumble or try for cry down, some of the journalists them will be no say they do well trade. Now they sit down and set them out. This report they clearly show you see these are some of the reasons we make them back off. Because some of them guys them there now just dragman them in the practice. And then just imagine you go cover event or you go publish a report where they count combo for them. It will end up in a prison till die day. Nobody no go pull her. And we don't see them now this government. We don't see waiting caretaker build the bad precedent where it is set now the country. But yet still you get the few choosing one them where they then take and say, we can't eat the birthday cake. Then tear away, then can report they not take the nothing. Then go still come and challenge, then go still come and defend, then go still come and cause. But where they pass the message to that person within a village for make you understand, we can happy for some of the report there. Because that they tell you the kind of caretaker where we get to them Mama Salon. The kind caretaker where we get who say you want to take this country. But let me not tell you lie. The things them where caretaker they do so. We they pray for make any caretaker we come make you not do the kind of thing again. You know, there's no good example of Bio in doing them where it able set for measure say if we get another caretaker, they can do this kind of thing similar to what Bio do. Name them. If you sabi any good thing where Bio they do now this in time, name them for we because me something are the mistake. But it is bad. You as a caretaker, you not for can sit down, you can't for can suppress the nation. You can't for can monitor your citizens them. You can't for can seize people them rights. But me, by Bure, I no wonder. Then say habits na smoke. When Motaman don't used to something, he no get monkey, he know the left in black hand. Caretaker bio, he don't use this thing, he begin enjoy him. The time where he take power forcefully. Now this we country Mama Salon. Well, we don't know if caretaker bio, honestly speaking, if he feels say now that kind of way he can take power back. He not just care about the people them. He not just care about the press. He not care about but nobody, nobody oppose him. It's like now that NPRC government system, now he take back. But all in a votes, now inside ballot box now, he get the power. But it take a like where he be overthrows Strasser. Now that same way they where it be the rule, the same actions the way it be they do. Now some of their actions they don't improve. He add upon them. Now the thing that they do right now. But until the big fool them able capu sense, then left for the capu word before ever this nation able move. But the only thing we go move with, inshallah, now for make we the people put this man out before ever we dey get peace. But if we mistake again, if we mistake as a nation, this man sit down at this country for just 2 years, I know he qualified there as well, 2 years. Some of we will trust now we able to pass forever. If this we mistake again, sit down at this country for 2 years, we then kind evil acts there. Salon don't just stand like computer where virus don't enter. All the system, the operating system don't box up. Now so the country they go right now. So bio they rule. The operating system it box up, nothing only way structured. Everything just mix up. Me brother, I left you there. No, boy, I left for you. There may be a sound. Sound.
I say you don't eat all thing. A small no money left for me. Just so you been say you know and talk because I'm here, but you don't do all thing. Anyway, I get few things in the one I want to touch on. I'm glad you tweeting in talk. First of all, it talk about subvention. Say then they give a subvention and don't ace up. But from when the year begin, they not give it, they not disburse it. I know you talk about one thing. When we begin this program, we begin now with that particular issue there. Now 3 years so now they come. That ultra modern building. Ultra modern building for the journalists there. I know you talk about them. But talk and go, talk and come. Then don't put some. This government's really good pan paperwork. Then good pan paperwork. Anything when a paperwork for sign then be bad. But the problem we then get now for make sure say that thing we then sign within a paper for pull on a paper like come it take effect. And the big problem now we then get. Big problem. Now the Monk talk about harassment, intimidation, and waiting of journalists. And he said one set of people will commonly do them things than they are the police. If they not catch journalists, they say if journalists they try for doing work for investigate something, you could see police come on boop, then call them say can go answer a question. You when they go find answer out of question, now then they can call back for go answer. The other time, 2 businessmen and group and business, this journalist they try for investigate, then go invite an abo. From both then 2 policemen and come up from Freetown, then can book and count on a Freetown. It come out recently as we talk, so the case still lay on. It talk about them, but it not go in detail. So I just paint and small bit. One journalist then a Cambia, then call him Jibril Goto. I will tell you this for real. The time where I begin for report, this now be one person they inspire me with the courage where he gets for investigate things them, especially in that Cambia day. Anybody we born na Cambia, anybody we don't live na Cambia, anybody we go work na Cambia, we don't talk about journalists, must be Jibril Goto. In any run after, they know they run after a different angle. It's then sabi and they. Because when he puts in head pan this thing, it make sure they go to the bottom part of them. Not just being gonna, if you know they live na Cambia at all, but one story the way if I talk about them, you will able to remember one of this person. Recently, one woman being come up where he been physically challenged because they go do operation param and they left the scissors inside param. This now the journalist will start the story, till to the end of the story, tell the woman I think it be end up for die. Now the journalist this. Once it begins to read, and not like some of you, where he begins something, it make sure say go to the end of him. So plenty people not like him for that. So this be waiting happen and they investigate something the way get for do to German and as well, smuggle no smuggle. Middle net then go turn petrol in house. Now God na help in family. In did in picking and did inside. Then turn petrol right round. Then if I take the petrol, the anger now in ceiling, then tie inside plastic bag. The petrol they drip. You know say them thing and they smell. It kill person fast. Especially with the sleep. Now God, now he make a woman don't begin suffocate. Now he waking man now. Say something they go on. Then he feel safe now like now the generator. Now then be now the leak fail. Then go watch nothing. Not until when the woman the thing the choke. A man go watch around and see them things. Then they instantly call police come. So imagine waiting them be one for do to in family because of story where they investigate. So this is common. He talk about the not only the journalists, but he talk about citizens themselves where they try for voice out them things they concern them where police they go arrest them. And police like we always don't they make how they call them fun of this. But police get this word and I himself talk about today. As they all you then say waiting incitement. That's not for waiting. Common ordinary citizen, but when a politician, he get incitement, he get undermine. So this now the things them where plenty things then happen. But one thing the more na me right now as a Sidoya. The time when me na been journalist working for BBC Media, I notice say when we talk about Salon program for example, we get like the Andrew Lavalley, where during the last regime, when they come out, they tell we say. The last government, listen this word though, I go make sure say I count and back one other day. He say, the last government, not the arrest though, they not the see that they arrest people though. But waiting he say the civic space, the contracts. Waiting that they mean? It means say, the way how people and they exercise their rights, the space don't be tight. He say, but they not the see that they arrest people them. He do special survey and other things them about that. But guess what? As we talk so right now, we dey see, then they arrest people, then they do all kinds of things for people. Beat people, kidnap people. But I not ever, for the last 4 years, I not ever hear. I not get sound. Me I pass na the BK Moses sound dey please. Yeah. For the last 4 years, I'm not hearing Andrew Lavalley of IGI, Institute of Governance Reform, come out and talk about the civic space. And not talk about them. Andrew Lavalley, this last 4 years, everything I see it don't they do. Now for make sure say it complements the work of the government. In other words, it could do survey when they in the interest of the government. Like the other day, he talked about a survey where he been try for do for see if the COVID go embark the the election. You remember that one day, my brother? We talk about them now, yeah. We nyaka, we scatter them. For let them see no reason no day way for make COVID embark the election. Well, we been seeing reports come out finally and say the COVID get little or no effect on the election. Okay, fair. But things them of them things they are waited to the closest part of the people in mind. You know they talk about them. Now this same Andrew Lavalley come back and do report. He tell people in the Gombo cry so much and he say 70% of the people them get confidence in the government. Come on, boy. Okay, we don't get problem with Andy. But what about this? What you don't do? Something they go on. The civic space, it open, it contrast, it medium. What thing they happen? They not go talk about them. They not get funding for do that kinds of it again. The funding term don't pass. I go make sure say I count that audio the cut your BBC Media Action back for Nanaya. The tell way we be host them and now some of the questions the way I've been put to and I make 10 now I remember about 6 or almost years from 2015 I remember I still remember them things in so I wonder now waiting they do. And when they say governance reform, now then kind of people here so we be they look forward to. But now if you say Andrew Lavalley come, listen no more find waiting they talk. Today, if the government talk say for example, now we are the fastest growing economy in Africa or now waiting. Andrew Lavalley get in own way they talk about them. But now Andrew Lavalley they on the contrary. In fact, Andrew Lavalley more pro government than the work will be used for them. Anyway, that day be just pass the numbers more bits not to Andrew Lavalley in your campaign. So basically, these are the things them where then they talk about where they happen inside the country. And they say they lock one grain radio station and then Justice FM based on threatening some incitement to other things. Yes, me say be able that issue day, but as you can see no more now. So apart from that, I think talk and go, talk and come. The government really they try, but then they try for sign paper them. They're not able for implement waiting in the sign. Now the only difference than they. Now like we can say talk and do, then they sign paper them. Then they sign and documents that you go see. They say they don't pass this law today, they don't pass this law tomorrow, they don't this law, they don't pass 7 law inside this month here. So, but anything we get for do that law, they where you can't to the practicality, the sign where you go say, let we do it in the inside the law where they don't say. You know the work over. If you think say they work, as they can talk, they help me by now.
You correct, but it's tomorrow.
Because they don't do. Anyway, I want we do something quickly. Let me listen to this report. This is 98.1 put this report together. Basically on the issue of the teachers then. I want to pay attention to certain pressure group like the Sierra Leone Teachers Union and the Commission, Teachers Commission, yeah? Listen to them and then we come and analyze them. After that, then we go talk about waiting David Senge SSF come and talk. First of all, let me go now and listen to this report where 98.1 put together. We'll come back just now. But by the way, before we continue to this, plenty people, over 400 they watch right now now. I call them? YouTube, over 400. Tell me how much likes we get now, quick.
We get 411 with the watch right now. We get 125.
411 or 447. Okay, 411. How much likes?
We get 125.
All right. So it means say we need 200 people in back for like the program. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. On Facebook. Yeah, Facebook we get 195 with the watch right now. We get 117 reactions, yeah? 100 shares. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for share. And we get another issue we get for come up with just now. We get for do with the interpretation, yeah, of the judgment of Fisher. Waiting then carry the case na court for now because of selection instead of election. But another senior lawyer don't come and interpret Fisher in final judgment and say Fisher don't contradict waiting at the thing where they carry the case gonna court for. When they come to that one, they just know. But before that, let me go and listen to this report from 98.1 on the teachers the issue.
For improve the education sector, and the SLPP government a manifesto promise where they may make to salon people who say then say then go give free quality education and safe give better condition of service to teacher them na the country. This may government don't give 22% of the country in budget to the education sector where this na for say quality then na the education. With all entire way government don't do na the education sector, the teacher them na one set of people we don't raise concern about the condition of service as they say plenty party them where government been promise they as teacher them not happen yet.
And I want to tell the whole nation, say, we are number one in human capital development. And that human capital development na insane government to power. How the mentality of the people dey. And if that kind of action won't go on, the teachers then they number one. But the people in the way they for the number one, then the government don't put last. If you look at the salary scale in this country, the least paid people are the teachers. How dreadful that is. You, the people wait for the number one can number less. This one, I want to tell the whole nation, say, we're not happy today, we're not happy tomorrow.
The voice we just listen to, now voice of the Secretary General for Movement for Teachers Welfare, Joseph Kiley, we been they talk about the challenge them, where teacher then they get na the country. In same way so say, from 2019, where government add per teacher than salary, government is say, till now, no add per than salary yet.
The minister in his press release, they get for right say, they don't increase salary for teachers in this country. Some people receive an increment 2019-20 academic year when it be 30%. And that 30% will receive it in the form of maybe 200,000 or 250 at that time. And that is all. No other increment not ever happen. Some people not even be get that money there. Now the president in manifesto, he tell the people of this nation say, they make sure that it make the classroom very much enviable. I don't know if at the 30% the government be mean go make the classroom very enviable. If at the 30% the government thinks say go make the classroom enviable, it just makes the situation worse. We job so much disgraceful. We job too much discouraging that nobody, even the picking them where would they teach, no one know ever they opt for be teacher. Because the job don't become so much nasty that anybody around no go want for join.
Joseph Kiley say one promise where government be make to them. Now outside and say any teacher we don't teach for over 10 years and school them, then go give them picking in scholarship. But from that time day to now, this promise say no happen yet to teacher them na the country.
Teachers until left na classroom, debtors that go attack them there. With salary, the minister know they give in Peking for 1 month as lunch, another leave. In primary school Peking, you know they give them there for let you use them as lunch for 1 month. It's what they are giving an adult to survive from. This is dreadful. This is dreadful. And let me now tell the minister that 80% now of teachers in this country now are youth. You know what youth are capable of doing. We are hard-working youths, but we are really frustrated. The government will talk about our number. Our number doesn't matter. There is no correlation between our numbers and our salary. No. The government has right to improve our condition of services. The president will talk, say, teacher we don't teach for 10 years and above, they will send in Peking and college. We're not hearing that again. Or is it that manifesto not just for win election? No. Manifesto now what you hope for can do.
With online concern here, where they as teacher them, don't they get to the country. Make Joseph Kiley say, them be going at the Bowes police station. Also them be go take police clearance for make them do one peaceful process for sake of them condition of service. But the police them at the Bowes police station is say, be arrest them and one Elijah and safe. Police them na Freetown. Be arrest one Mohammed Kanu, we safe na teacher. We been they talk for sake of them condition of service. For sake of them concern here, we teacher they no raise. Make I been ask the Deputy Secretary General for the Sierra Leone Teachers Union, Alidin Conteh, if they know, but the arrest, where police be arrest the member them.
We've been then a meeting na Ministry of Education on the 25th, Monday, with the minister, SL2 and the minister and the Teaching Service Commission chairman. What you go plan the meeting for go plan, who step for beginning new negotiations in relation to the concerns that will be on the talk about and where we members the talk about. With the panel meeting today, now receive calls say one of the guy then can be in a radio, AYV or television, where after I come on the program, the whole lamp. SL2 and the minister will go to CID. That same day, later in the evening, now everybody go. And office Nabo, SL2 office Nabo, make fervent efforts up and down with the police and the boy, now two the whole lands Nabo. Then go there, till later on and until 11 o'clock night.
In Kenyon say, the arrest where the police they arrest them, member them, no go solve the problem.
Everything say not correct. on record. Now I make when we report to the minister said feel disappointed because we the teachers union expressed disappointment to the minister. We say that not help the situation because the concerns the way the guidance it is now legitimate concerns. We the teachers union not they deny that at all. On record, we want let people know say what the guy in the ask about, not to see where now for up the sky day. Now the reality of how people they live, how people in the strain. Government get your own story. That not the way they talk for them. Then go explain for themselves. But we when a teacher, we get your story and we story now story of pain and suffering. So if the teacher then express the frustration, we not think say arrest and go solve her. So the teachers, we make the effort for going to CID and go prevail on the CID. We go talk to them. We appeal to them. We tell them this point say if we the only man, we only escalate the situation. A hungry man is an angry man. So if somebody vex, now for friends talk to him because we all are Sierra Leoneans.
With all the issue where they happen to teacher them na the country, make I be ask the Teaching Service Commission when are the body where they in charge of teacher them na the country, Conrad Saki. Now the chairman for this commission say then they negotiate with the different body them for address the teacher them concern.
Well, at the current moment, we are in conversation with the SLTU. We meet last Friday with the minister for look at commencing this process. So we wait for a press release where the SLTU will go pull out soon for address this issue, and then we start some conversations. Well, I think there are two things. I think teachers then get a right for articulate the concerns they will get. But in doing that, they are a member of a profession. So they must comport themselves as a member of that profession. So you not go see doctor then they go incite people. You know see doctor then go, you see they use strong language. So we expect teacher them for do exactly the same. Yes? If they do that in a manner that no cause no public disorder, then of course they have a right to do that.
According to a report where reach Radio Democracy, police then don't let the teacher them when they be get na in custody. For Radio Democracy, you know kabia the report.
Well, of course, me fambulem una don hear the painful reports where we don't play for una concerning with brothers and sisters them. Where them find themselves in the classroom, which it's very important for anybody as a nation. What to make I tell you say it's very important. If some of we able to sit on at some of them platforms here today, they talk one or two people and they listen, now because of teachers. If some of we able to sit on at certain offices, them they work there. For serve other people them well, it come from that teacher. When you start your career, primary, secondary, college, now teacher. But I tell you something, the report of the teachers is painful and frustrating. Me when they talk to you so, you know how many of me teachers them where are sabi, where if men them meet up, you know, go even compare the way of living. But all the things are they happen because we find ourselves in a country where we caretaker them. This teacher problem, I know they base them on SLPP. I use the word say, we caretaker them. Because if even that one we don't come out, if we don't put the teacher in a certain level, where the wire take over, if they're not able to go up, they're not put them up again. But me people them where they listen, almost then they pay one honorable 18 million or more, a single honorable. Almost then they pay ministers. Where it be say we can take can sit on the first thing we fet first. We say they can't block the leakages them. Now then thing they fet for SS money them to them we don't go take over the front seat. Almost then they pay teacher. Then pay teacher but could take 1 million or 1,200,000. Waiting that money they do for that man or that woman where they go stand up in a classroom for the rest of the day. 1 million is just money where you they use for buy a pair of sneaker. if change left, he able buy for you jean on top there. For you where they wear good sneaker. Oh. But you they see we teachers them. We they meet up to them on street. Me where it teach. Now Adidas close aware show. Me teacher go meet up and they wear that shirt where it be say, oh my goodness. I go meet up and they wear that shoe where it be say me where it teach. I not get mine for even wear that shoe, jump the street, go to that junction for go buy bread. But why the teachers then find themselves in this kind of life? Now because the caretaker them, not only you. I can say all the caretaker them, where we don't get in mama salon, they not take teachers and for being nothing. If you get a bold mind, they pay honorable 18 million. That honorable they go in constituency. If they meet that man, Mr. Mansare, Mr. Bangura, Mr. Kalon, where we don't teach him. Where if they pull 10 or 20,000 they give him. That man they facing a better thing this person don't do for me. And the one man go they pull that money they give, they take us I don't do better thing for this teacher. Hey, bo, why we caretaker, they know they think twice. But una sit down at their offices and they pay una, when they pay 10 million. Some office them day right now na mama salon. Neck, na example, the cleaner self, they receive past 5 million. And then when the teachers then talk, as still they bring you to the Wawa IGO get, he left in police them who stand. Fambulem, for goodness sake, this don't start na mama salon for all a meeting. Make una go talk about things the way they move una ahead. They say for go take clearance. Left police them, arrest people them. Hey, boy, who side this country they go and who side below they go with this country? Because the former regime, even though na similar thing, they say not be take teachers them serious, but they know they suppress them back, like how this government is suppress them so. And then you get another body inside the teacher, we don't call themselves teachers union, where they sit down, then they eat fat money them. They don't care. But I let teacher in grumble. Not see whether they kill themselves for belong na this teachers village when na hotel 510. Not to picking money, this SLTU they receive. Where it be say most of them know they go facing, waiting that man and that woman they go facing a classroom. Why una know they try for help advocates for their brothers and sisters they are for make them able to improve their life. But you get politicians them. Now here we play you a video who say a minister tell we say the per diem where they get a NACOVAC. The per diem is huge pass in government salary. What in that teacher do? You they find out say this honorable, this minister, even this caretaker, then get the same qualification with this teacher. But the teacher they receive 1 million or 1,200,000. Right? Where it be say, me pick say if I hold that money there, we enter in a shopping mall for make me picking look good. If na Europe 1,200,000 is like 100 euros. Now just a pair of sneaker, you don't even do self because we want perfect Nike sneaker from 150 and above. If na Europe, if na America 1,200, I think it's like na $100. But being that salon with money, you know, so bad at the market. When somebody owe 1 million, you go fishing a big money, you owe which now it just little money. Where they sit on a restaurant, he eat time, he finish, he forget about herself. Now in the pay teacher. What did that teacher do where he not deserve good living? What did they do? Teacher they get PhD. That honorable they get PhD, but the honorable they receive 18 million. 18 million. Well, if it's time to time they go sit, But that teacher every day from Monday to Friday, some of them from Monday to Saturday, Sunday, all then they go to the school them for help improve the picking them educational level no more. But yet still, we're not able to get that caretaker it. Where they can look say no, this not supposed to be. Come na Gambia. Banjul, where you say you're not teacher, you get respect in the community where you do. Come na other countries them. You they see teacher pack motoka, you they ask if in a teacher. But we can't get a country, we're very small, we get all what it takes for make we live better life. We get all what it takes for make we civil them live better life. We teachers them, especially now they will talk about now. But nothing up to now in life not able to improve. They're not able. Some teacher they say now to party it catch from where it begin in teaching. No, take it to party now party they sleep in a room. He not able even get an apartment of himself. Not talking of an house. But with the boast of say we get diamond, we get gold, we get bauxite, we get cocoa, we get everything. But who doesn't the benefit this? Now that minister and that caretaker. Why them people are not get conscience for pinch small self, improve them people in their own life? Honestly speaking, it's just sorry. Some of we get friends that want to teach us them. We know how they live. We know their conditions them. The board arrest me case.
Thank you. Then say teacher, 9 teach teacher, teacher, 9 teach lawyer, teacher, 9 teach president, teacher, 9 teach waiting, doctor. But yet still, teacher, they own business now they left last na the line. But when they come for other the impact knowledge, and then they before, and then first then they think of, but we come for better now, and then they put last. I feel I'm for the teachers the way they talk. Then say this caretaker will be the campaign. It say it will make the classroom enviable. So if not for the 30%, then are they enviable? We've been told this the other day when they be the promise then nurse them say when I walk no more anybody will die. When they pay for in picking to go college, you say yeah. You know even for pay them the allowance the way they alive. Now when they die, now you go give them picking them benefit. Yeah. Warning, no warning. Now when this don't happen so, then tell them teacher then say any teacher we don't teach for over 10 years, then they pay for in picking to go college free. Ladies and gentlemen, ever see that happen? Well, if you don't see that the teachers the way get the business say, they not one day do that. In fact, they need to talk about and against them.
Chamepe, I not caught you. Make this government give the students them first. We go buy form. When they say let them buy no more, then they refund the money. Make them give them the money first before then they pay for that teacher who don't teach for 10 years in Peking. I not caught you on me water. Sorry.
Then get for giving that money there. Now they check they not sign it. And they give them 2023.
Thank you for making me laugh.
No, that's what I mean. Tell them. Then say, let them. In fact, anybody will plan for do something. Yeah, and they tell you say go start no more. Then tell me say then they pay for then the form then they go make them give them free. Eh? What's what I say?
Yeah.
As the time begins, so now buy no more go refund. 4 years then don't go down the line so. Refund. We go give now the money back, but then we'll give them anyway. 2023. This teacher tell me say, well, the one we make her feel bad pass all. He say the classroom right now. Let's look for the exact what he say. He say right now the job don't be disgraceful, don't be embarrassing. In fact, don't be nasty. I feel I'm in my heart because way person they talks about in job, it simply mean one thing. Say they don't feel very much discouraged about what they do. And the way you do something and you feel down, you feel demotivated, I know how it like. You know they able for do what you use for do. You know they give you best. So begin asking yourself the question now about this then say they want for give picking them free. Not for free no more. Quality. So you begin to wonder now, if the teacher don't feel demotivated, how it go get the quality? Because the teacher now get the quality. Then the government and quantity then get the quality na the teacher. Because the quantity as far as they're concerned, every year the report say now because now they talk about we don't get 3 million picking at school. Now quantity then concerned about the quality na the teacher then get her. But if them teachers so then get all of them things that's where then they feel about the classroom now. They, it's sorry. I've been feel say one thing where that World Food Program, the BFP pull a report where the teacher they talk say, if you then a classroom self they teach in picking can meet them, mama I eat. You know no more now, you pay attention for teacher that picking them. Then you won't picking cam. You manage for can't be picking cam, say mama I eat. Imagine no more now the kind trauma where they put you pan. Because they begin think now, why am I working? So work then in a bad name. You the work being, then the city say the work being, but waiting at the thing, nothing better now they come. This teacher intel we now say, then the days when a classroom they teach, they're waiting they happen. Then they can't collect them back in the classroom. Because waiting me then they collect them. I mean we don't analyze this thing as the other day. If then they pay for example 1,200,000, you get for eat, you get for pay transport, you get for do other things, say picking day, you get for get lunch. You then end up for say, you don't use only 1,200,000, you go trust. And now you don't trust that Sunday. The same salary in the kind of go up, then you get for pay that, you get for take care of the same things them. So you see a problem, embarrassment don't come. This is not the life where teachers then they live in a classroom. Let me continue. The Sierra Leone Teachers Union, for the first time I heard them talk fine word na yaso. The Salon Teachers Union then come and tell we say the teachers them concern within the raise. Na legit concern. Na they get rights to that. Then say them in there na ministry they try for discuss the issue where they think they happen behind their back. And the government get their own way out and they look at all of them things there so. But a legit concern they get, na serious problem where the teachers in the face. So for the first time I hear them say they support them in all of what they do. And one thing where the teacher talk about, you know, where are glad they about, but when no more now, my uncle, sorry about that, we not look the thing well. You not care. And I make a feel pain why I hear the talk, so say, well, not to him talk, you not get my talk that word. CCO can get the talk, say, because we care for now. The teacher union say, and waiting, hungry man is an angry man.
Angry man.
Person we angry, we in belly empty. Now alter the vex. If not lie, low brilliant can down to animal. Now the same characteristic. You get this dog. You don't left, I don't angry. Say it see you, it eat so you pass before him. He know they eat. Then you want go play with her. Waiting they happen. If he back by you, if you not take the knife finger, now they can go for you. Or any side will bet you, now they bet you because the fish say they get food from there. So this now I wonder no more how IG will take this if you not go call her incitement back. But indeed, possibly now this other word then say I am empty bag not the map. An hungry man is an hungry man. Them belly full but we hungry yo. No, you know the feeling, right? They own belly them full. But then we angry. But when you talk, they get all kinds of stylistic way out that they put on for make her look sexy because at the word and now we make her sexy. But hey, them belly full but we hungry yo. An angry man or an hungry man is an angry man. Anyway, we move. One thing now when you come down to the Teaching Service Commission, then come and make the water dirty. Then meet the water dirty, then no wait let he settle.
And then jump inside and dirty ammo.
Somebody
Thief man they are latif. Now the system but a salon they go beyond. Uda now we for believe.
In the wrong side.
Wrong side. We they live so. In fact, now rotty life.
The Teaching Service Commission say teachers, the teachers are supposed to behave like the profession where they be. Can you imagine this teaching service commission and they pay in fat salary per month? You know they acting. The one within a classroom, but that's what I see. Now I will always tell you, say, when you ab up for work for person, Pastor Mo, God help you. You need to get other strategies them for able to do something extra from that work where they do if you want to get a better life. Watch basically, most of the one them we don't make a big time in life, not to the one where they work, now the one where they create in your own job. Where they try for create your own thing, now they get money. Because what thing they happen? You where they work for, now you make her. Now just pittance, small thing, and the other people in the get. Look at what this teaching service commission person say. He say, you know, they see doctor them, they go talk some word them, where they disrupt some peace, where they incite other people. Like, you kidding me? You know, be here the last time where the doctor them they strike. They're not telling company and say they not go na classroom. Waiting different from waiting this teacher talk na AYV, where they go arrest them. You see, some of una they leave, but because then they pay una they get una own salary on time. Una not care about how people they feel. Una not even care waiting the happen at the country. Because you for be shame of yourself. In fact, your family name self you for shame for them, for embarrass your own self picking them, for come and talk say, teachers them, the how them behave so, doctors they not go behave so. When the doctor them don't protest, don't strike, don't put down tools, then don't lock hospitals, say they need to work. The other time waiting happen. Not to the Ministry of how you call it, health. Then go fetch the one of the doctor in a corner hospital. You know, also you been there. You not see that one day. You know, go fetch that woman doctor with
the block. No stress, me brother.
No, it's not like you know day. You know they na the tongue. Or na the one that way they just scout and can't get in position. They don't know what in they happen at the country. And interestingly, most of them and they not able to feel the pain of with how the people in the field. I make it open in big mouth. Sorry for that, but sorry, but you must big. And I make you not know what in the common you aid. It's like you talk from your mouth, you not talk from your brain. What in this? But anyway, some people they really know they're not the follow attack. They're not really know what they happen. Anyway, don't not waste any much time. Let me hear about waiting me other fanboy being talk. David Senge.
If you look at what in government done they do with free quality school education over the last couple of years, we focus on infrastructure, we don't build classroom then. I think from the latest annual school census, we don't add about over 2,000 schools, government and community members and everybody. In terms of the population now, with students and we're there about 3.1 million number of kids in 12,000 schools. And then we also don't provide teaching and learning materials, but for teachers in particular, and we also don't do plenty thing there. So over the last 4 years, we add salary by 30%. Prior to that, the nobody don't increase teacher salary for well over a decade. We add the benefits by 10%. We get Presidential National Best Teacher Award, the first ever in this country. We honor about 48 teachers. 2 of them teachers then they actually we take go abroad. One pandemic now, the World Bank they ask her for be expert pandemic strategy development on teaching and teachers. We don't train about 24,000 teachers over the last couple of years. People that can talk about pin code. We don't give pin code to well over 12,000 teachers.
Minister, with all this way, don't talk so around for teachers, them we don't see side teachers, them don't pull press release them, they don't talk say them condition of service no good, and we start them be threatening for strike. What do you make up of this?
I want for distinguish say we get 80,000 teachers. Anybody can pull press release and some could then press release then they and not sign. We're not happy people then we did it. And when you look at the one that we did on social media, but all of them are people that with the America and with the UK, with the out of here and then they write them misinformation and they okay. But you get concerned teacher then. We don't see concerned teachers them. Na Kenema, I meet them, the chair of TSC meet them. We don't hear about other teacher solidarity movement. It okay forget different movements there and support group there, but there's only one recognized union. We're not the SLTU. By law and in this country, SLTU are the only recognized union with the responsible for them teacher then. Then teacher then with the complaint, then serve the part of SLTU and then issue then do then they bring SLTU they bring out already. So they are not saying something new.
So you say when I don't increase teacher and salary them and not, but according to one interview we do with teachers movement with them some teacher then abo, the teachers union back they agree with them. Say from 2019 on be add pardon salary, and that is if not 200,000 and
30% depending on them.
From 2019, 10 on not adding salary.
No, we don't add. Not to every year they add people in salary. I mean, salary negotiations, not to every year. Before 2019, when last they add then salary? I don't think anybody remember.
So from that
decades over. No, we don't add salary yet. In fact, the salary take effect in 2020, April 2020, the salary take effect, if I remember correctly. So between 2020 April and now 2022 April, like 2 years, we don't add salary yet within 2 years.
And one concern when they raise now that they say we government been take power, then we promise they say any teacher when they don't teach for 10 years, then again picking scholarship, but that's itself they say it not happen yet.
It's untrue saying not happen yet. This year somebody they will graduate, people then they will graduate who don't benefit from that scholarship there. We don't get 130 picking there of teacher there scholarship in this country. Yes, we've been say 10 years, but where we can we look at the numbers, we see say the 10-year teaching, they picking them in Boku. So we start with 30 years. Anybody who don't teach for 30 years, then picking them, we give them scholarship. Then we reduce her last year to 20. So we don't reduce her periodically. So just because not all man don't benefit, that means we're not doing it. Also, SLG, if we just take all the teacher picking them, would they able to give all the teacher picking them the SLG and SLG down? I don't think so down the fair. Teacher themselves not go one down there. So we do this proportionately. Policeman then they get, soldier man then they get, health people then they get, other people then we do well they get, and teacher picking them they get significantly.
For sake of this concern when they raise some teacher then are bold and be arrest them and save the one free so yeah we will talk na AYV, and according to the teachers union and so now be then a meeting where they call them and you self be aware of the arrest so they make them remember them. So the arresting of teachers when they make talk about them concern, what do you make up of them as minister?
I want more differentiate, say they not arrest them as SLTU members talking about SLTU.
Of course, Fambul, this policy we just don't can talk to na the education minister we na David Shenge. You know, Mr. David Shenge, I'm very sorry you land book past me, Bembe. You really land book past me, but I'm sorry for tell you say, you know, you talk with sense. You know, we dey talk of improving the people condition of service. You get a bold mind, they can't tell we if you look waiting we don't do, we don't build schools them, we don't make classroom them, we don't give pin codes. Are you kidding me? What do you mean? Forgive somebody pin code just for the namesake, you don't get a pin code, and then it then a classroom, it perish. You come, you're not able to attack or talk about the issue. You come for hype on a government. You come for hype yourself. You come for paint. You caretaker. You dey begin statement like this. People end up and cry for improvement of condition of service. Though they can't tell you, but if you look to it, we don't do, we don't build so school, we don't make so classroom. Why this ministers and time? So you know now this we always they talk me people them. Them people they know they ever know how we young people in this strand. Because when BO can get this power just like that, now so it bring them back just like that, he can get a position. Because it find out say, if you don't be say, some of them position and then take somebody who don't suffer now the classroom, we best na the country, we know the constraints of the teachers them, then get in this position. If you exactly know how if you treat the teachers them. But this guy where they talk no base alone. Now because of payday time, we don't come, we BO can't do, towards the one they all be together, puts in pocket, now in bringer. Now, Mr. Minister, you boast say, una don't give pin codes to how many teachers them. Waiting at the improvement of them life. Waiting at the improvement of their salary, condition of service, allowances, and other things. Instead, you can add for give pin code to teachers them where be said the one they frustrated in the classroom, not able to take care of them. Instead, una don't reserve una pin code them and improve the teachers them condition of service. And when you look at this whole thing, this na una yon flagship program. And we get a caretaker where every day when he make a statement, he go ahead talk, say, in concern of human capital development. Now, this is not the reason why I tell you, say, I don't know if not the writers them or not caretaker bio, where they read them words here. Now, the writers them don't know the meaning, or they're not can get the definition of them words there, or in the caretaker himself, don't know not understand the definition of them words there. Human capital development. Now, what this way, Mark, no, left foot at the talk, go replay all in videos them. You read the user, human capital, human capital. Human capital, not for talk and a mod, how it reflects to the people the way they try to talk about. And you can see the ministers them also. This now one minister where it be say exactly a copy from Embos, David Shenge. For any time where something happen in the area, and know they come and attack the issue, and they come with excuses them, and they can't try for paint, waiting we don't do, waiting we don't do, waiting we don't do, what people don't see. This is an example of what we don't do. If we don't improve the condition in education area, teachers enough for the common street again, they make noise. They're not for common street again. But because we are not able to improve, we have your flagship program when our education, because we are not call it free. Because we see also know how much money I spend for me picking at school. I know they call it free. But if we don't improve the condition of the education, no teacher, why teacher for common street for can protest or can wait in? Upon all that one day, when then they do this statement where they be sharing a giso, don't tell you say now they instruct the IG for make the IG arrest the teachers them. So other one they afraid for make them not come out again at all. 2 words, just like what me brother Tejish no. Undermine, insight. Some of them arrested where they why they do. Not to say they do for go older person in jail. Then they do it for create panic for the other one where they be for make you not come again. Make you see the kind government who go no useful to we. And then the teachers them protest, then come out and talk for make una able to sit down and dialogue for better improvement of their own service. No, the minister they can't tell you say we don't make. I mean, in school, the make what they talk, not to bill. That school say, "Oh, they talk, but on our left, we will know. We not make we talk." Let's help people. Now go show me the school on a bill because most of the schools they want to do. If not on Mercury, now other way to say. But when they bill them, we get a caretaker we pay to be say in like toilet, public toilet, save their bill. If they go to have the court.
Oh, and by boy, come up be me uncle. Then get what they call public government partnership. So at least then the partner, where the private people in the bill. We still take responsibility. Now we not good thing, but if not bad thing, we not need to take responsibility. So come on,
dry eye. It's a dry eye. And I saw again ministers them, but how in they behave? Now so ministers behave. They know they ever accept their faults them or they wrong them. The only thing with them perfect span for can defend and paint this new direction. What they call misdirection. Anyway, Mr. Minister, very sorry, but shame on you. I don't expect say now this way for can start your statement.
If they talk about the condition of service, because I know the main thing that the condition of service for the teachers then. He said they don't 30%. Remember what the teacher said, now the 30% then for make the classroom enviable. In same way, so say they don't give teachers the award. Now the condition of service, they don't give good teachers the award. He said they don't train 24,000 teachers them. Okay, maybe what I don't touch on that day. They don't as well get 12,000 teachers them. When they don't give pin code. You don't give pin code no when you pay. Now for the name. Then SLTU He said na SLT no more they recognize. They don't recognize any other one, although they say they part of SLT. Shame on you. The manifesto promise any teacher we don't teach for 10 years, then they give picking school fee, a school scholarship for good college. From Usaite Go College. Well, they say they can change them from 10 years to 30 years. From 30 years, they don't drop an out to 20 years. Okay. They don't try. Then they go no more. They say the scholarship them, they don't give 130 scholarship them. This government way bogus so. Anything they do, they talk them. But no, man, I don't ever see them on the 130 scholarship.
They could not see on a paper.
Them bogus bad, then they give scholarship to waiting and not talk them. Man, I not see. Anyway, I think that day David Senge say. So, who done a me for say no to that day? David Senge kiki game here. And I don't try. When I don't improve the condition of service for the teachers, then I don't give them scholarship. No. So when I don't get the award, when I don't get the classroom. Now they make the classroom sexy. Anyway, now let's go to the crux, the top, the apex. Yeah, the program we get the title say it's like say possible court case day, because one thing we know, you get some crazy people them inside the APC where they sit down no more, then think. They say, oh, this na loophole. Now only spark go back na court. I don't really know what's the problem. If really they want for structure them party, or they really want for all the party not for go to election 2023.
Now that matter be want to.
Well, I know go say anybody want for win election. By the way, without the wake and sleep just no one for win election. As long as you get intention. But you get some way now, they get way out and they look at different things then. But now it's standing. Let me listen to Rashid Dumbuya, where now the executive director for Legal Link. Let me analyze. Now this thing where they can talk about it call on the high and low of the verdict, the ruling. Waiting this simply it can talk about. It can talk about Usai Fisher do well and Usai Fisher behave like Usai behave like big man and Usai behave like Bobo. By this verdict, because as far as it's concerned, it say 90% of the ruling now based on Fisher in your own opinion. 90% of the ruling, what he writes as the ruling, the verdict, now in your own opinion. He say, and naturally, it's not supposed to be like that. Let me go quick inside there and let me listen to Rashid. Let me explain, please. Take your time, listen to every word. I can always advise you when it comes to some critical issues, say, open your mind. Now, only way you open your mind, you're able to understand, you digest them, and get the message out of them. So listen to every word when they come out of Rashid Emot, and then you're able to learn something. When they come back just now.
Cite Article 3 of the Constitution of the APC 1995 Constitution that gives the philosophy and objective of the party. And it says, among other things, that one of such objectives is to attain this and sustain political power through democratic and constitutional means in order to build a free democratic society with equal rights and opportunities and justice for all. So that's Article 3 of their constitution, telling us clearly that they aspire for a democratic and constitutional order within their party. So it was good that the judge mentioned that. Secondly, the judge also dissolved the executive of the APC on the grounds that they were not democratically elected and hence we are illegal in office. So he had to look at the preamble, look at all the sections, and came to the conclusion that there was no place for selection, all right, in this constitution, because even the philosophy of the party, the preamble of the party goes against this practice. So, in other words, all of them that came into office by selection were illegal, and he had to dissolve. So it was a good thinking and something that was also applaud. He also came to dissolving the NAC, and this one he espoused a reasoning that NAC was not properly constituted because it had members that were selected instead of elected. So according to the constitution of APC, he espoused that only two people are allowed to be selected. That is the chairman and the vice deputy chairman of NAC. So all of the others that came to constitute NAC, because they came in by selection, automatically NAC was not properly constituted. And so only two people were eligible to be there, and two of them cannot form NAC. So NAC never existed in the first place. That was a radical way of thinking, and we saluted that. Then, of course, we also noted that he annulled the selection clause that was gazetted by NAC, all right, which was a bylaw, and declared it invalid and inconsistent with the Constitution, based on the fact that he quoted this section in the Constitution of APC, Article 14.11 of their Constitution. It says, NAC may for ratification by the National Delegates Conference, make rules and enforce any bylaw not inconsistent with the position of this Constitution and National Constitution of Sierra Leone. So even within the APC Constitution, NAC is empowered to make rules and bylaws, but those bylaws and rules must not be inconsistent with the Constitution or the National Constitution of Sierra Leone. So he said that they went and make a bylaw introducing selection rather than election.
That goes against the spirit of the Constitution.
It went against the spirit of the Constitution and was not was not consistent with the spirit of the Constitution. So therefore, it was null and void to the extent of its inconsistency. That was brilliant on the part of Adrian Fisher. Let me just give one or two more.
Quickly,
and of course, he went further to also state that when he dissolved NAC and the executive, so there was a vacuum.
Right.
So it was brilliant for him to now create, a pathway by ordering for an ITGC, Interim Traditional Governing Council, to take the lead in terms of conducting the affairs of the party in the interim period till they get to the National Delegates Conference. So that was welcoming because we had a vacuum. He had dissolved almost everyone. So where was the party at the moment? So it was good he came up with that idea to have that interim body to direct the affairs, because leadership is not supposed to exist in a vacuum. Of course, also, he skillfully, saved the new constitution. That was brilliant. In terms of our analysis, because he had every reason to have even quashed this new constitution. Because if he had quashed the very executive that went to, get this constitution done as illegal, then ultimately what they did in the process was also illegal.
Well, he
saved the constitution. Because the biggest perhaps praise we may give to him in this judgment is that he had brought back power to the people in the APC in terms of determining who will lead them or who their leaders will be going forward. Remember, it was perhaps a decision of the few, all right, determining who will have constituency, this chairmanship, because election was the order of the day. And so that he now eroded selection and embraced democratic process and election, that in itself has brought power back to the people of the APC, and something that we should commend going forward. And lastly, perhaps, is the fact that he delivered his judgment within the requisite time as provided for under the Constitution. Remember, the truth is this: the case actually ended on the 28th of March 2022. That was when the case actually ended, because that was the time the APC lawyers for the defendant filed in their affidavit of compliance. So you should count from that day 3 months, because the Constitution says he must finish the judgment 3 months after the close of proceedings. But he did that in 1 month. The 28th of April, we have this judgment. So we must commend him for speedily meeting up to the constitutional injunction regarding delivery of judgment.
Who sets up that committee? Who are those who he has asked to vacate office? Are they the ones that will be setting up the committee, or is it the courts that will? So, what is the judgment?
So when we now look at the laws of this judgment, that was one of our strongest indictments, because it may appear as the ratio decidendi. So in law, it's called the reason for deciding. The crux of this matter was to introduce democracy, elections above nominations and consultations in the APC party and its affairs. That was the underlying principle that the judge wanted to sell out in this judgment. Now, in creating the interim arrangement, it's like we start seeing again the judge coming back with something he had decried, over the APC. And that to us was the biggest irony, dramatic irony. Because in forming this committee, we noted that in his judgment, the judge said Alfred Conteh should nominate 9 members of this committee, including the chairman. So I start asking the question, as important as a chairman is, why is the judge allowing a nomination process again for such a person, and not necessarily ordering that this committee should meet and elect among themselves a chairman? What was wrong for him to say the committee should meet and elect among themselves? Because remember, election is what he was teaching APC, that is the order of the day going forward. And why are you ending now with nomination again? Even in the interim, I will argue, you ought to have shown democracy, because that is the gunum, that is the principle, the overarching principle that you are telling the APC to embrace going forward. So that's the downside, because the chairman is powerful in any arrangement. He presides. So for him to have legitimacy, just a minute, and then control, or even for him to carry the face of democracy and instill that in the interim arrangement going forward, he ought to have also been chosen by such means. Otherwise, he lacks the moral.
So I stand to be corrected. Does the party at this point have a chairman?
The order directs that Alfred Conteh chooses 9 members of this 21-man committee,
right,
and including chairman, and the other 12 will also be nominated through consultations by the leader of opposition with other members of parliament.
I guess
and of course, there are other bodies that were included.
Is there an existing chairman amongst the executive that were told to vacate office? Because prior to this, we saw a letter or a statement from who was the chairman and leader, Anesbai Kroma, stepping down from his position.
Yeah, so from the day of the judgment, all executive members, including NAC, have been dissolved.
Right.
So there's a vacuum, and we expect between now and the 13th of May that this vacuum will have been filled by this 21-man committee, 9 of which will be chosen by Peter Conteh, and the other 12 by the leader of opposition in parliament, in consultation with members of parliament. So we are seeing the word nomination, consultation again surfacing in this interim arrangement. I have a problem with that. We also noted in this critique that the judge at some stage in the proceedings, gave some interim orders that he ended up conflicting.
Which are?
So, for example, he allowed the APC executive then to carry out an exercise, all right, a national delegates conference to adopt a constitution while the case was still pending. But then only at the end for him to declare that executive illegal from day one. So what are we saying here? Is it an oversight then by the judge to have allowed them to do a constitutional exercise, fully knowing well that they were illegal in the first place? Or is it something that he knew and allowed?
But was it, again, could it be that it was deliberate on the side of the judge to allow the party to function and not kill the party, and in that process the party ushers in democracy?
Yeah, that's the conflict, and that could be a whole ground for appeal.
Go ahead.
You see, so let me just finish quickly.
Go ahead, quickly.
So I'm just highlighting some of the things because it's confusing a little bit, because you allow these people to do some work in the meantime. So okay, the point is, why didn't you wait?
Go ahead.
All right, when you have the entire evidence before you, you make a judgment and then don't miss it.
Right.
Perhaps someone will say, okay, well, that was conflict and that could be a ground for appeal. Of course, there was also some laws in this trial. When we saw the judge at some point came in and played the audio of Adebayo in open court, that was the lowest, I would argue. Because the demand of this job is one that you must muster courage. It was like showing that he was listening to this guy, and the effect of what he's saying was getting on him. So there was no excuse for him to have come that far. In fact, he gave this guy a platform bigger than he could have gotten by playing his audio in open court.
Right.
We condemn that, and we believe no judge should ever do that anymore. All right. Then, of course, our last critique has to do with let me look at it. Citations of case law, jurisprudence, and precedents. So we look at the judgment. It was like 90% of the judge's opinion and thinking. We believe that's not a plausible way of writing judgment. you must endeavor to research on case law authorities, judicial precedents, and then that should now influence your conclusion and thinking. But all the time, in my view, in my opinion, these cases must be well researched. I'm sure there are precedents out there.
Because I was just going to ask if there are many, precedents out there for them to have
that is the
done
work,
some research.
That is the work of the judge. That is the work of the judge in writing your judgment. Because the whole issue of judicial precedent rests on stare decisis, let it stand. So when you get the appropriate precedent, you now apply it to the case before you.
All right.
It convinces
Perhaps
everyone.
this is one for the next judge.
Yes. So going forward, we are appealing that we see more of case law precedent and the like. But on the whole, it was a brilliant judgment.
Right.
All right. That's now basically waiting lawyer Rashid Doumbouya, the executive director for Legal Link, being get for say with regards this judgment. He highlights several things there. And one thing we me catch up with, of course, now make the thing like where you go say you pit and Likam. In other words, APC, one of the problems we didn't get at this election, right now make them dinner court and they got baladi. And then Fisher end up go back to selection. And at the end of the day, he say the NAC no ever exist as far as it concerned technically. But now this same executive and all, now they give or make the constitution. So technically, something wrong with Fisher. It's like something they not in mind and thing. But anyway, allow me brother first for take the first bite.
Well, this as this we brother don't talk. We don't get much for say it's good for Mercury to get some of them people there for come out because this thing where they call law is big and broad. You know, the way how you they interpret them, with how other person they can interpret them are two different ways. But some of we can just argue most of which we don't know the deep side of the law, you know, because when this judgment be take place, so many peoples don't take them in their own way. Plenty people don't take them in their own way. Yeah? We are in, everybody be get your own take over this judgment. But when you listen to this executive director, it really educate you the side where you not be know. Because them, they study law. Yeah? We not read with the read them. They study them and they read them as well. So I think say they know the branch of the law pass me anywhere they come and argue. Now, it don't come make things them clear to we.
And one thing, sorry, before you continue, one thing about this guy ain't not to APC, not to SLPP. Because one thing we Asabi, most of the lawyer them, like when at APC, then gets their own eating plan, then gets their own reservation into certain things then they become a party. And no for sale, we can tell you this everything because he get for do with me, certain things that you ignore him. But if you get for do with other person, you know they ignore me, they see everything. So that is it. This not belongs to nobody. It just want for analyze the whole thing. That is why if you see now the eyes are low a column, a give Usai Fisher make blunder like the boy, get outside behave like big man, and all of them things and then another thing and they. So I think say we for look into this argument. By the way, in law, when you argue in certain things then on certain things then you get for left home because in law everybody get the way how it look in your own case. Please go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
So just like waiting a bit talk, you get them kind of people there where they study the law and know. When you watch and analysis them, it really help. We will not be no way to go and talk with you for make we understand. Because these are some of the reasons where EBC we know they come no more and talk. Whenever something happen, we wait, we try to investigate why this happened and why it happened this way before ever we come out and talk. But to be honest with you, when you look at the judgment, the ruling of Fisher towards this issue of APC court no court business, you really see some petty things them inside the ruling. Just like waiting this we brother don't can talk. If APC cannot court because of selection, and then you the judge, and what's them again where the one way presidents they say the man they use, we are in this opinion. You as a judge, not in all cases do they bring opinion matter in the judgment. Una get books them where una they read for judge a particular case. You know, una get jurors them as well.
In other words, when you look in cases that you get for look for reference points and precedent, in other words, thing will be don't happen and relate them how they go about the other thing. Not that you not get right to your opinion, but your opinion no for don't be 90%. That is why you need for do research. Proper one.
No. So this is not the problem. And then, just like what this man talk, it's like Fisher, the judgment where he do with the thing first, where if you don't come and raise, when I dare by your audio, and it be so concerned on this audio, it be so put pressure upon this audio, like it really shows say the audio it trigger. And it there inside, just like when they take them and choke person, it feel that pain there. So when you look the way our Fisher judge this case, and the way I be don't instruct Usman for the Yansane and the former caretaker when NSC, Adebayo they cost them 2 people there. So it instructs the Secretary General at that time when Usman for the Yansane for make he call Adebayo, for make Adebayo give him a public apology, which Adebayo come out plain and say, no, I'm not a do because me not belong to the APC party. Me not love Salo. Whatever will go on between me and anybody doesn't concern APC. So it really say that one they all reflect to the judgment of Fisher. Because according to them, we study the law past week, they say it not be even get the right for play that audio in the courts. But in go ahead and play them.
Well, not to like for say inaugural rights, not to like for say inaugural rights for play in a court. But according to this, it's like that decision, that action, now been the low part of them. It stoop so low for play, you know, that audio in a court. Like you create the kind of platform now for this particular audio for be bigger than anything. But guess what? When you can listen to Adebayo, for example, in some cases, they can tell you, say, everybody, including Marabio, Fatima, they listen to them. Well, Fisher don't confirm that one. They say they listen to them. Not only they listen to them, as well one for the take action. That is why, for example, we talk and also again say the time when this cipher, they try to do this cipher, we listen to the technical and we say, oh, this law and the creator for Adebayo. Remember, now we all then are the same category, but they by level, the focus area. Like for example, Adebayo in your approach where they take it totally different from we. Adebayo, the waiting I can say, we basically the review, whilst Adebayo, waiting I will say, in some cases and the way it can bring the thing them as raw as it be. You understand? Then waiting can pain then like where it go chook outside and not expect for late chook. Just like how in the financial part right now you see Africanist press they chook the outside. So now to focus with the cipher, for example, or the government. In terms of financial part, you get the Africanist press. And in terms of the radical movement, you get the Adebayo where they do these things. Whereas like we and other people now, they review certain things them way totally different. Yeah. So it's like it don't really show say them people here they listen then they hear, but just
they do
then they listen and take action when it comes to wrong things them waiting and consider for be wrong and that person where they're able for lay and pan. Yeah, go.
So this is not the problem. So if Fisher don't use according to 90% or 80% of in your opinion, that don't tell you say the judgment was wrong. It puts things that we're not supposed to be. So now you don't give Alfred Peter Conteh this kind of power. When at the same thing Alfred Peter Conteh bring the former executive na court for say during the time not to election as election. Now Alfred Peter Conteh for go select right a committee. And then the rest, the leader of the opposition for go nominate the rest. From there, now then why they take the APC to convention and other things. So if Alfred Peter Conteh, you don't give him this power, would that he feel say Alfred Peter Conteh get for go appoint for be chairman? What about if he appoint himself for be chairman? Because we don't tell you say for now Alfred Peter Conteh is the chairman.
He get right for the part of the 9-man with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he get right, and he get right for making himself the chair. Because as far as I'm concerned, they say go and select 9 people, including the chairman. So
tell me.
in some cases, most people, they say, I know they do something, I not start with myself. They say charity begins at home, yeah? When they begin for control, always begin with myself, one, before I go to you, two. So if Peter at all gets interest in becoming the leader of that particular thing, then he get for do them. But this thing again I want to talk about. Technically, I don't talk this the other day, and I will repeat them again. Technically, if Peter, they in charge of all the elections them, now the country, it technically means say, now in the chairman of APC. Why are they say this? Because if anything we get for do with the election, anything, remember the national executive normally now they can organize all the elections them and all the consultations them now them then they do them with. In other words, if they want to do anything at this particular area, then they come back to the secretariat and tell them say now this one, and the chairman now they run the party. Now in they take decision on waiting for do. So although they get different faction them, where in some cases then they get for the vote if they know they see eye to eye, but elect waiting happen, elect who that in the committee, the final or the last person where they reach to with anything. Na Peter Conteh, let's say for example, na Peter Conteh na the chairperson. Elect self would that be 12, would that be 50? The last person where they reach to say, now this we don't arrange or no, then they can't sit on back. And na Peter Conteh na the last person because what happen na in the chair. So technically, if we look at them with open mind, technically Peter na in the chairperson right now for APC. Why are they say this? Because right now inside this whatever date we they give them, yeah, from now first of all from now to the 13th of this May, therefore don't get the interim body set up. So going forward from the 13th of May going forward. Anything where the party want for do now this interim body now the whole and nothing not they go on at the party except for elections them for all the lower level election, the whatever, the national delegate conference, whatever. So if you look at technically this interim now irresponsible for the day-to-day running of the party. So if now the interim body now they run the party and the chairman did it, then what that simply means. Because remember, they don't annul or they don't dissolve the executive and they don't cancel landing day. So if that they know day, now this day, so who that they take care of? Let's look at them rationally. Let's not put any how they call it reservation in this. Just look at them from the layman's point of view. Yeah, it don't matter if they vote or they not vote, but technically, na Peter, na the chairman. But I always talk this. Now we can see now who that really gets the party in the heart, who that not get the party in the heart. Because what happen? If you watch inside this ruling and whatever, according to what Rashid don't analyze, you get some loopholes. You get some mistake from the path of the ruling, from the path of the judge, Adrian Fisher. He left things in there. So, and me, in my own opinion, I think say the things that way he left, now deliberate thing. Some of the things that way he do, now deliberate thing. How is I say deliberate? Because he left him for other smart enough for kick him up back. Now two things. He do them thing there for let Peter Conteh they as chairman, if at all, anybody want to object, say no, Peter Conteh not for be the chairman, no. I go contest against this, or I go appeal against this judgment. You know what that simply means? You know, say then the only party from participating back. Because what thing they happen, once then they go and appeal the judgment, it means say then they put another injunction. And when they put injunction, the party not they take part in anything, no activities not they go on at the party. And at the end of the day, what thing they happen? The party time they reach to the election. Waiting they happen. You feel say they go able for contest, the answer is no. So it do am so for let it get this loophole. But in my opinion, I think say the APC they don't talk and before this time and they talk again. APC as they don't keep quiet, so it means say they don't accept everything. 3 days or more, they don't accept this thing. Then ready for go on. Because they're sensible enough. I tell you that the very day where this ruling come out say, then just need for back go down low. The question can say bend down low. Yeah. But if at all, then do any move, then it will create serious problem for them. It will create serious problem for them. So they know all of these things. So for now, what it mean? Peter na go be the chairperson for the party, but it not mean say na Peter na in the how you call him na in the select the flag bearer. Yeah. If you look at Peter get his own biases. I mean, inside get your way I look at the thing. Because if I listen to Rafael Fair one time the Peter be the talk say, this selection business and you not go don't select person, don't go lost, you can't describe for force and back. So in other words, I be they ask questions. Say Peter, waiting at the problem. Waiting at you point. Is it that you get certain person where you not really like, or you get person where you want like and represent the party? But all of that's not to Peter. One thing where I should say, now this judgment of Fisher don't give power back to the average, to the grassroots for let they able for determine who that for lead them in the 2023 election. In other words, Peter Gudede for organize the election, but other people in Gudede for watch eye to eye, kojuma koju, for make sure say he not do anything we go jeopardize the thing, or they not do anything we go link them to the interest of whosoever. Rather, waiting the people want now go be. And we don't see how the trend don't go right now, yeah? So for me, it's a good thing that everybody just lay low and let them go to the convention and done this whole thing. So I think say it's a good part and it's a bad part. Yeah, but the bad part they just mass like they don't let go so and just focus on the good part of everything. That's all I think.
Well, just like what you talk, now I want to know more the APC get for do, because if anybody come up right now or come out for challenge this ruling, finally they don't make caretaker bill, they just go down a one kind cold room, put all the AC there on, say I don't succeed back 2023 because nobody know the way they contest me or where I the field threat on, say me into the go into competition. Because for me a fact, anybody go grab, say I go challenge this ruling, finally then go just the agenda case now, the agenda case now could say election time, reach or election time pass. So until then, make APC just know what they do, how they don't accept them and keep quiet. So I think now so if for be and the grassroots now, the responsibility, right, the faith of APC, and then at the grassroots them on. Because just like waiting you measure, Alfred now just a committee then get for coming, tentatively, then get for the operate. Yeah. But the grassroots now una get for vote whosoever again where una want for make it be una chairman now the APC una get for can vote for una secretary una want for the various position them before una get for go do the final one where una they get una flag bearer.
Tell no more where they do this convention where they go do the constitution. Yeah, then put box. Then they call by constituency, by ward, by constituency, by district, and all of them things. And they una come together, and then at the end of the day, una vote. Everybody getting right, get paper, go votes, and they put who they want for puts. I think saying just that no more, not to any kind difficult something at the end of the day. So waiting, I know what I will say. We will need to get another proper analysis into the whole thing. So waiting they happen from now to the 13th. The 13th will likely be on Friday 13th will be Friday. So waiting they happen if at all they don't announce them before that time day or they announce on that day. We they simply try to get somebody we go come again. We don't know, it could be say the last honorable member or somebody else we go come and tell we now the formation of the executive waiting that mean for the party. Yeah, so we go understand because waiting we try for do now for let we understand every part. We not need you for just to take on your opinion or listen to different things the way people the way they mislead you. I will tell you this again. Most of the time, most people they will get feeling for the party when they talk, then they get reservation and then they misunderstand lots of things them. But when you listen to somebody we get independent analysis, independent view into all of this thing, then you go understand the right part of them. Like today, I believe say this thing will be a long interview. We try for cut and down for you for you able to understand. Yeah, and I believe say by now you don't understand waiting at the high and low of this particular judgment, waiting because I see some of una when I only look say Fisher get personal vendetta for the party, all of the things and there it might be so. Fisher as well angry with Adebayo and be the look forward say he go use this as opportunity for let he reduce Adebayo for let Adebayo go or I call him go apologize. But unfortunately for him, Adebayo come out plain and say he not gonna ever apologize to Fisher. As Tafula in the word and if I can get her right. And not go ever apologize. But this thing na battle for supremacy. You then are court, me then are waiting. So why you want me for big? On Monday na your side. If you want to hold the case, So if you watch right now what Adebayo they do, Adebayo they making point, it just they come and analyze small bits, but they not too they go deeply because I don't know really, but instead gets one or two things the way they reserve and they wait for certain things then. They really wait for certain things then. But until we like me brother say no more, until we meet the kind of system then we go able for know exactly everything at the thing. I honestly want and I always advise you where they always follow me. By the way, before I continue this word, we find out say most of una they can watch, una not subscribe it to this channel, but una they watch every day. And not to this just the subscription no more, una not they like the program, but una they watch every day. And as I talk so right now, we get over 416 people and we watch on YouTube, but we just get 196 people and we don't like them. And the subscription
446. 446.
Okay. Then we get almost likes.
183.
183. It don't pass.
Yeah.
198 likes.
Okay, I think I for refresh.
Yes, 198 likes. Then on Facebook we get 178 reaction 140. Okay, please if you know like the program it's for like and for we. If you appreciate the information we will give to you. And we find out say the subscribers them don't drop. Yeah, so basically you they can plenty people they can watch, but I know they blame una because una can forget. Una they get the information and enjoy them so much the way I would present them, and then una they forget una for subscribe. Facebook waiting the app where they stop. Una follow and like the page, not to the program or the page. Una like and follow the page, yeah. And then on YouTube, please, if you not subscribe, hit for the subscribe button. And then what you will do next, make sure say you turn on the notification bell so that you will able to get notification on any time where we actually come let we discuss things them we get for do with the country. So what we go do for let you know how for subscribe in case you use your phone right now. Let's just take this message quick one on how for subscribe. We'll come back just now. Yes, subscribe. You always dey watch we program them, but you not subscribe it to the channel. All wetin you get for do, press this red subscribe button, and then you come over here and press this bell. To the bell option, press this one with all. It don't done. It no get for cost you anything. When you do this, na sign for show say you dey support we for make we do more. Thank you for we don't help we for share this program. Yeah, God bless you.
Well, now in that we fambulem, now so we did take for end this edition for today your program. We always let for compliment the living, as we always say, we celebrate the living. Plenty thank you to we family members them, we sister admin, and we other family members them way they all put their arms together for push this channel, and when they come and watch the show, subscribe, likes, share, we acknowledge una, we tell una plenty thank you. You see what double and plenty for make una know say we know what una they do and what una they do a value to we. You know, some people can say, we are una they try. Una, not to we una need forget the praise. The praise it is to una because if not to una, we know they get the courage and NIG for the Sidra every day. But because una always there with we, una they listen to we, and una they even they help we on the conversation, make we get the spirit for always the Sidra. And we promise una say we go always do this for the country. Take go. We know they do for APC, we know they do for SLPP. But the prayer, we are always the pray. Always the pray, say, me brother. For me, could not get a government again, where they put you on this plenty, but of bad things them where they happen at the country. Where they pray now for account, for caretaker, where would they turn so we see 1 or 2 fly over, we turn so we see 5 lane or 6 lane, you know. We turn so we see good airport, we see things them way, I mean, where they compare to places like Ghana and other places them where because even Liberia where they near we right now, then they found on development pathway. They don't go far, honestly speaking. Liberia where they near we now. Where it be say so man be the caretaker out and get now footballer and no nothing but politics, but it don't do well past the way no but politics self where we get now we had. At first, we even na them party, but I think say because they not get the same focus now, they see them again. So until we able to get them kind of caretaker the day, now we had now in our own prayer. We know they pray again for the council. All the time they talk about people in condition of living, how they in condition of service, how it they low. We know they wish for that again. We dey pray now, just like how caretaker be where he don't realize say he don't fail the nation where he can't pray for. He say make God give we a caretaker where they get this country at heart. We say they say amen, we they say amen. Because if you see a whole caretaker come and give out this prayer, that don't tell you say he don't fail the nation. And the tax what we give as a caretaker, he not able for execute them. Until we meet again tomorrow, now another beautiful edition inside the same channel. Not forget tomorrow now Wednesday, we now Blow Mind, the program where they give the opportunity, the chance, the freedom for make it talk. Not to caretaker inside and they know they arrest they know they intimidate they. You they talk with no intimidation. You they talk with your free will, no arrest. You know they engage for. We now Blow Mind, where they come to you from Weird Channel, 3 p.m. Salon time. Join me tomorrow inside Blow Mind. Me and Abaibure Kablai from the north. Tata, Alobuna all.
So one last thing I will say before me take my exit. I think this is a good thing one more time. I will stress and emphasize on the points and a good thing for letting grassroots and take up back their responsibility to let them be able to vote or pick who that they want. You know why I say this again? Because I remember in 2000 or whatever, where they go pick the flag bearer. I find out, so you see, you get plenty of people that come on at the diaspora. You get plenty of people who go vote. Guess what happen? They then transform their status. Instead of then go there as a delegate, we get voting rights, then change them to observer. In other words, they're not able to get any rights for vote for who that they want. You understand what I mean? From delegate to observer, because observer basically you go inside convention, as you go there as an observer, you know the vote, you just watch waiting the happen. Yeah, now so they transform. Some people when have been delegate, we pay them transport, they air ticket them from other side. I've been there inside the all as a journalist working for IRN for BBC Media Action, for BBC Media Action. I've been there and they cover the whole program. I do report on that day several times because I attend APC convention, SLPP convention, and know all waiting happen inside it. So now the kind of way this way they do them people and they pay thousands of dollars for letting go able for come and vote. But when they come, they're not able to get that right for vote. Instead, they can become ordinary observers. So we hope say this one will correct the mistakes and then we're able to move them party forward because we want to see active party in 2000 before the 2018 election. SLPP was dormant. They're not been too active. Not for say they no one for the talk or they get few people by the talk, but because they have been there in a kind of confusing states, confused.com. Yeah, then we get a small sport infighting all of the things and the way we make would be even ask the opposition as alone it work because then say not be no waiting for do, but as you see now, then able for fend themselves now. So in some cases them I'm not saying that the people that they determine when the people get tired of certain things or certain governments, yeah, then they vote and vote massively, nobody know they tell them. Illegal will afford them, nothing know they happen. So we look forward for that and see what the people will do in 2023. Well, you know now waiting that they look forward for. Until we meet again into another period edition of we program Blow Your Mind tomorrow 3 p.m. Salon time. My name is Sembe Pierre, the Freedom Fighter. One more time, you don't like, you don't share and comment everything. I want to tell you plenty thank you. Yeah. One more time, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and salam alaikum.
Ramatulai. Abarakatu.
You know say plenty people not get for votes the time for election. Not because they no one for vote, but now because of this simple mistake where I can't tell you what so now I go make plenty people no vote. Right now, as the Electoral Commission Salon don't pull the date for vote and for register, plenty people just the yagba and they rush go do things them as then they tell them for do. But hey, members say registration, the voter registration, they begin from the 3rd of September to the 4th of October 2022. Then number one step where go give you guarantee say you go vote. But if you make mistake during this time, you not go for vote. And I think this way person not go able for help you pan. Wetin this mean? It means say no ever register na the area where you dey work, do business, or where you dey go school. You know wetin make? You don't know. Sometimes the time for the election, then go say public transport not for run. This na big challenge for you. Remember, if you tap na Kalbaton and then you dey work na Lumley, how you go able for go and vote na that side? You go able for Waka? The answer na no. So, no make that mistake there. As them blow the whistle, when they say, hey, today na the 3rd of September for begin the voter registration. Do ya try by all possible means for register na the center where they near you house. So the day when they go say for voting, whether Mutuka deal, Mutuka not deal, not to you business. You dey go serve full na morning, vote, return back na you house. So you see, if you make this mistake, the possibility go they say you no go vote 2023. So waiting at this yagba now for say me party go continue for then na power or me party go return na power if I not able for vote. You want vote, they change the whole situation.